Forgot to press.
Forgot which button.
Test. No, it's like this one.
Come on. Yeah, the fabulous 8-Bit Bros program. You can check them out here on Ironic Radio Network. 8-Bit Bros. That's number 8. Then bit. Then bros. One word. I strongly encourage you to stay tuned for that. And if you want, they also have a Facebook page and a much better live show. Anyway, 8-Bit Bros, 8 p.m. Ironic Radio Network.
It's 8 o'clock, and you know what that means.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the 8-Bit Bros. It is the early edition. We have a jam-packed show ready for you to kick off. But before we get into that,
I got the right
We
button
have-
to press.
you
Yeah,
sure?
I'm good, I'm good.
Okay, good. This is not a kid-friendly
No.
show. Adult language, adult content, NSFK. If you don't know what that means, go to Urban Dictionary. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, put your kids in the closet.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room, what you just now dumber for having is one of the most insanely idiotic things I've ever heard. And may God at no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Oh, how do you like that, buddy? How's that feel?
Oh, God.
How's that feel? Oh, how do you like that, buddy? How's that feel?
Oh, God.
How's that feel?
I'm listening to 8-Bit Bro.
All right. Take that one out of the cellar somewhere with a definitely a little bit
I'm
of
listening
fuck up here and there.
8-Bit
8-Bit Bros, that's right. 8-Bit Bros.
My
Tuesday.
favorite opening.
Yeah, I gotta find the right one. That one's a little fucked
That one
up.
works?
But, yeah, it's a little fucked up, but I gotta find the right one. 8-Bit Bros, Tuesday night. That's the early edition for all you fucking idiots. Like Ren said, put your kids in the closet. It's not a kid-friendly show, so fuck your couch. Center box gets a square.
What up, people?
You up to the left, me. That's me, web boy over here. 846 miles south in that other box. The one and only Thumping Loud. And as always, on these fabulous Tuesdays, up top, full marquee, J7.
Hello.
What up, people?
What up?
Yo.
Yeah, so it's been a long time since all of us have actually been together because
Yeah.
people thought their birthday made them special.
Yeah.
I am very special.
My birthday definitely makes me.
My
So did you
birthday.
have a good trip?
I had so much fun.
Nola.
Yes.
Nola in the house. Is that your
Nola in
first
the
trip to
house.
Nola? Is that
It
your
was my first trip to NOLA.
took your Virgin Maiden over there? And did you drink a lot? No.
I drank way too much.
Good. That's what Nola.
you
That's
have a
what
grenade?
you're supposed to do.
I had a grenade. I
Gross.
had a hurricane.
Hurricane's good. Grenade's horrible.
It wasn't crazy. Yeah, I wasn't crazy about the grenade. I love my hurricane.
Wait, where'd
Yeah.
you go? Where'd you go to get your hurricane?
God, what is that?
Patty
place?
O'Brien's.
You should have went to
Yeah.
Patios. Yeah, got to make sure
Right.
that's the only place that you go to get a real hurricane.
Yeah.
Did you do the 8-Bit Bros frozen walkie drinky things?
What are the frozen walkie drinking? things?
That's
Pretty
those
much
stands
every.
walk up to and get a frozen drink that you can walk around with. A
slushy.
frozen walkie drinky thing.
Yeah,
alcohol-
the alcoholic slushies, the daiquiris.
Anywhere.
Right.
Yeah, you do them. You do them everywhere. Like they're at
Yeah.
every location, but
Yes, and we
They-
patented. the
yeah, they
frozen
were frozen walkie drinky thing.
There it is again.
We were
I'm in a totally different
triply inebriated at the moment that came about. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, the origin of hashtag Team
And
Hofo for
190.
Yeah, M190s, man.
That and the cappuccino coffee.
Yo,
and,
that's still the best one that we had.
Over at whatever the name of that bar
That
is,
bar,
across
yeah.
the street from.
The one that looks like a saloon.
Yep.
yeah, next door to the country kitchen,
Yeah.
or a block
Co-
from the country kitchen.
Yeah.
There's
Excuse me.
just so much stuff.
What'd you do?
Okay, so let's see. What did I do? I
Oh, Jesus Christ! This beer. I'm sorry. It's not.
Did you go uptown?
well, we spent a lot of time in the French Quarter.
Of course.
Well, yeah.
First
yeah.
trip you have to. It's
Of course.
customary.
And then we went to like the museums, like we did.
So you went up into the Garden District and into uptown a little bit.
Yeah, we went to the. It was like breathtaking.
Yeah.
All these crazy ass fucking houses.
Take the tram, the trolley car.
Yeah, we
up
took the
to
trolley
up,
car.
up to St. Charles, up that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, take the one by the river. Don't take the one over on the other off river, because the one that's over there off river is always packed to the hilt.
Well, that's the one that goes downtown too, right?
Yeah, that's the uptown trolley.
Yeah, because that's how you get to the cotton market.
Yeah. Yeah, that one is ridiculously packed.
It was. I got so Sunday was when I was actually not ready to travel.
Yeah, I
I
heard
didn't-
it was a surprise.
I wasn't know I was gonna be traveling, but my boyfriend kind of just decided that this was my present.
Oh, it's better than a ring, that's for sure.
I agree.
Uh-huh.
And so we flew in on Sunday,
Right.
and I was all about, oh, we gotta go watch the Super Bowl, like some like in a super like cool local bar,
Right.
and we hung out at this place called
Couple monkey.
the 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 mid yacht club or something.
I don't think we've partaken in that place.
Yeah, it was cool. It was like they had the most amazing crab cakes and like
Jack's.
actual
It's the new Jack's, I bet you.
crab.
Oh, could be.
Yeah.
No, it was Jack's. It was
No,
like,
no, no. Jack's is gone. And I think it was replaced by this place you're talking about. It was
Could be.
right on Canal Street, or not Canal Street.
No, that's not Canal. That's a decanter.
Decanter.
no. Wait, I'll tell you right now. It was called the Mid City Yacht Club.
Your
Yeah.
your picture just came through red, and yes,
Math.
exactly. That it actually explains it perfectly. I got to the end of it and I was like, "Yep, purple."
Yep.
Totally accurate statement.
Yeah, it was the Mid City Yacht Club, and it was on St. Patrick's Street.
Oh, okay. Yeah, St. Patrick's Street, 440 South St. Patrick's Street.
And it was like they had this like really awesome like the crab, like the crab like buns or whatever
Yeah.
were like so good, and it was cool because it was like a nice mix of like fans from both teams, you know, so like nobody was really dominating. So I liked that. That was cool. And then from there we took the tram back to where we were staying, and the next day we went to the Voodoo Museum. We
Marie
went
Laveau.
to the Mary Laveau. I think I saw that was actually really cool. And we
Mid
went
City Yacht
to-
Club is out of the French Quarter.
Yeah, it's out of the French Quarter, and then we took the tram back.
Wow.
By the way, we got invited to like this funky like bus party. Like we were kind of walking by, and there were these people just like hanging out outside of like this bus that was like, but it's not like here. where
Is the
the
party bus?
Yeah, it's not like our party bus. It was like it was definitely a more down south party bus. which
Did
I
you get
think-
on it?
No.
Why not? You gotta
Oh,
just
come
fuck-
on. You were supposed to hofo right there.
Right, yeah, hop on, fuck off. I mean, do you know the logo for Team Hofo is
How-
It's
hop-
because of the
hop-
hop on, hop off buses in New Orleans.
Is that what they're
What's the
called?
origin?
yeah.
Hop
I
on,
didn't
hop
know
off.
That. I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can hop on at any point. I think what was it? 10 stops or
No,
12
there's
stops?
four. There were only 12 when we were there.
Right.
There were 14 because 2 were shut down. Number 2, we couldn't get on at number 2 because it was shut down, and I think it was like number 12 was also shut down.
That's hysterical. You know why we didn't get on? Cause like, okay. So I'm gonna sound kind of gross right now, but like, everybody, men and like guys and girls, so young. I felt so weird. I was like, "Are you guys like over 21?"
How the fuck do you think I felt going down there 4
like-
times at 50 years old?
It doesn't.
And like
The question.
stealing fucking scooter and
The answer to that equation is you don't care. They were buying the alcohol. Take the ride. Like that's literally the answer to how that goes. If any one of us would have been rolled up on and invited the same way, we would have been like, "Yeah, I'll get with the other people later. I'll have to tell them I'm on a bus somewhere. I'll text Webb or I'll text Ren and let him know I'm on a bus."
Here's the way you got to look at it. When you go to a city like that, you're never going to see any of these people again. Maybe one or two if you really hit it off. We have one person that we came back home on our first trip that we're all still friends with.
Yes.
Mhm.
He's a brewer in Minnesota.
Well, no, there's
Well-
two. There's two.
And for Jay, who's in Alaska.
Yeah.
So I mean, they don't. You're never going to see them
Yeah.
again.
There's
nobody's
Team
there.
Dakota, because who? Fuck who?
Fuck Team Blaine.
He was such a shitty bartender.
New Orleans is a fun time. I highly recommend going
Orleans
back,
was so
doing
great.
more.
Loved
There's
it.
just so much to see and do
We went to
outside of
this
the French
tiki
Quarter.
bar.
Yeah,
Longitude or
that's outside the French quarters too.
no, it was like what is it called?
I was
It
gonna
was
say I am
called-
so disappointed that we didn't just respond when she said she was in New Orleans. Of you need to
Yes,
go
it's
here.
You guys
Upside.
had
Change
told
name.
me where you like the best places that you guys like. I would have.
Well,
told you.
we
Don't
we
you have to
basically would have
preface-
said go to the Copper Monkey and ask for this person or this person.
That's right. Ask for V the bartender and
Yeah, we went to Latitude 29.
yeah, Latitude 29.
Such good tikis. Oh my god, those were fucking strong.
Yeah, Latitude 29's been around a while.
Yeah.
you go to
Or what
Bedford,
time are the Sabatini's
Look for
passing
your
through?
name. You didn't do it right.
What'd you say, Thump?
Or what time are the
They
Sabatini's
remember
passing
your
through?
name?
Remember? Well, it's bad when people know your name.
It's bad when
Yeah.
people know your name.
Or
It's
it's
okay
good.
if they remember the face when you walk in and are like, "Hey, you want another beer?" And
Mhm.
you're like, but when you go to bed at night, if you know your own name, you didn't do it right.
Yeah, you didn't do it right. You definitely didn't.
But
do it right.
also, you did it really good. If you can go back to the place that you got Bloody Marys first thing in the morning, and the guy who seats you at your table still knows you 3 years later.
What?
Yeah, that's the Market Cafe. You know where the Market Cafe is? Up on
It's-
Decatur.
It's right by the
The
market.
Garden did the right by the
Right where the
mar-
the whole French market on by the river.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Yes, I know what you're talking about.
Not
It's
not
up-
where the beignets are, but the next cafe down that's usually got like
umbrellas out.
Jazz-
Marketplace
jazz
umbrella.
music playing.
Marketplace.
They usually
jazz-
got a jazz band playing.
Oh yes, I know exactly what you mean. What did you? Do you guys like the place with the beers? I didn't go.
Place with beers.
Yeah.
Hi, we're at a place with beers right now. Yes, we
No.
like that.
I mean the place that's like home of the Jack's beer.
Oh,
ass
Jackson!
beers.
It used to be Jackson Brewery.
Used to be Jackson
Yeah,
Brewery.
yeah.
Now it's just they closed the fucking
That's
brewery.
that's where Dakota. That's where we met Dakota at.
That's where we met some friends. That's where we met all of our friends from down there, basically.
Yeah,
The
that's
guy we met who we were referencing, Max Filter,
Mhm.
who originally at that time with Renegade Brewing and then moved and went to another brewer. Now he's at another one. Anyway,
See, I'm still friends with Dakota too.
yeah, me
So
too.
am I. But he's
So-
not active.
Yeah, he's never active.
Well,
we
he
just-
was
oh,
recently when he got like something going on with him and his girl. There was a big celebratory moment, and they posted again.
Yeah.
Oh, how cool!
So we're sitting at the bar having a couple beers, eating some frog legs and shit, and we're talking about beers. And the guy next to us is sampling beers, and we're talking to him about beers, only to find out he's a brewer. And we're having a great time with this guy. Oh, it's great. We're gonna be on our way now, and maybe we'll see you around. He's like, yeah, well, I'm going to this bachelor party tonight, so who knows. That night we wind up at Patty O'Brien's
Yeah, we're at patios with the most outrageous fucking
Yeah.
waiter in the world.
Yes.
at like last seating at 11 o'clock for a party of 10.
Yeah, and then had two
All of a
join.
sudden- Yeah, we had this asshole. Well, he wasn't an asshole. He was
Oh.
actually kind of cool, but he was an asshole. We thought he was an asshole first.
Our waiter was
Waiter
awesome.
who was like, "Oh, party of 10. Fine. Let me take you to a table."
He
Here, you
sets
fucking
us
take-
down and starts throwing
Throwing
fucking
the
napkins at the
Here's your
fucking
napkin.
table.
Here's your fucking napkin. Here's your. Would you like a fucking coaster? Here's a coaster.
Yeah,
And we're like, wow, this guy's a dick. Turns out he was a great. All of a sudden,
he was fucking hilarious.
out of fucking nowhere,
Here
comes the guy we met at the bar. Dudes, I found you.
He goes, all my boys are boring. I figured I'd come hang out with you guys.
Yeah. The
Oh.
bachelor party is beat. I want to come hang with you.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's what he did the rest of his night with. I heard the echo that time.
I don't know what that was, but then
I didn't
it,
hear
cleared,
that go.
it went away. I heard it for a blip, but
Hmm.
nothing's open as far as I can see. But so yeah, good time.
I had a great time. I really
Good.
need to go back.
That's
Yes.
good. Well, we're glad you enjoyed your birthday, and amazing of your man to surprise you with that style of a trip, just to take you out into the world like that, and be like,
Wanted to-
"Hey, let's go somewhere."
Going down for Halloween.
What? Yes.
Going down for Halloween. So if you want to come down and hang out, I'd be more than willing to chill with you. I mean, you can go and do your own thing, but we're gonna chill out anyway and get
Yeah.
stupidly fucking drunk.
Perhaps I will join
Yeah.
you.
And I'll be down there with at least 4 or 5 friends easily.
Yep.
Okay. Nice. Okay.
Yeah, and
Got
to work
plans
it
for that.
out and see what he can do. Some will fucking jump a train and see what he can do. I'll be down there with my girl. We've got friends down there, and now we have even more friends, and we'll probably be introduced to even more friends.
Yeah, because they've been down there long enough now that I can't imagine the crowd that they have that
Yeah.
they hang out with down there now.
They're in New Orleans where
yeah,
they live.
They
right
live
out-
in the French Quarter.
well, right
in
out,
the French
right
Quarter?
out.
No,
right out-
it's over. It's not really outside of it. They're in the French Quarter.
No,
Technically,
it's 1 block to the fucking business district,
No,
so
it's
it's not.
not.
Yes, it is. It's 1 block to the business district. One
Yeah,
block and one
but
fucking out.
it's the hotel. It's the hotel block in order to get there.
Yeah.
They're in the French Quarter.
yeah, it's what it's.
It's
Yeah,
the
they're on that
very
corner.
corner of it. It's the very corner of it, but it is in the French
Yeah,
Quarter.
it's borderline. It's 1 block to the French Quarters, 1 block to the Garden District. I mean the business district. Trust me, I went to CVS down there to get glasses. Remember? No one remembers that one.
Yeah.
So
you were
fucking.
dying.
I was
you
drunk.
Were, you were
I was dying too.
you were dead at that point. Zombie walking down the street. Everybody thought the voodoo hex had just been placed on him and was just kind of letting him do his thing.
Right?
Nobody was messing with him. They were like, "Nope, don't need that voodoo. That guy looks rough."
True. That.
It's always a good time down there. I mean, we've always had fun. I got family down there, and yeah, I take the train. I take the train because
Yes,
why,
you can.
why not? Met a rider the other, like just before the Super Bowl, on the Friday before the Super Bowl. He was like, "Yeah, I'm hopping the train going to Raleigh." He's like, "I'm gonna meet up with my dad." He was like, "We always get together for the Super Bowl." I'm like, "That's dope." I was like, "That's cool." I was like, "How often do you do the train?" He's like, "Oh man," he's like, "That's my favorite form of travel." I'm like, "This is my kindred spirit right here," because I love traveling by train, and the train particularly comes from New York to New Orleans, and
that?
from New York it gets here at like 1 in the morning, and then we get on at 1 in the morning and go to New Orleans. It's like 22 hours.
Wait, it's 22 hours from New York to New Orleans? on
No,
the
it's
train?
22 hours from Greensboro, North Carolina to New Orleans.
Oh.
You spend a day just hanging out on the train, fucking you eat, you fucking hang out, you don't rush through an airport and all that, like, because usually we're on like an extended stay trip. We're usually doing a week or 10 days. And
Okay.
so I can go ahead and either leave out like a day early and fucking just chill out. I don't have to worry about passing through airport security. I don't like I come prepared.
So wait, so you sleep on the train?
Yeah, man.
It's the easiest way to transport.
yeah,
drugs online.
Yeah.
Let's call a
Why
spade
don't
a
you
spade
say
here.
that a little bit louder?
Let's call a
huh?
spade spade. I smuggled weed on a plane many a time, so now I wouldn't do it anymore.
No.
But I have done it. Now you got to go through that fucking shit.
Yeah,
where they
see, that
snip
was
your
that was the
hole.
problem. Is the last 2 times we went, they knew they couldn't do that at the airport.
Yeah.
And it was the one way I really got under Donna's skin too.
Sure, when you stole her bowl.
IDK did not like it. She was like, "Oh, this bowl is amazing," and I bought it.
But just think, you don't. Yeah, technically, that's no longer a reason just to take the train.
a question.
We have hookups and connections there now.
Do
that's what
do
I'm
we
saying.
though?
Oh yeah.
Like, why
Oh, yeah.
bother smuggling stuff? in
Like
our city?
like I know. Look at us. We're fucking adults. Like
Yeah.
I know that moment happened.
Yeah.
But it's still one of those like how reliable are the connections? How
Oh, right.
how
No.
absurd?
Very reliable.
Okay.
From the
Well then
south,
good.
yeah.
Maybe we'll fly down next time then.
Yeah, there's that's just a heads up and be like, yeah, make sure you
I
Yeah,
came,
just
I
like
came
that
I came
you
down
know,
I came down last time with like
so that they're not shocked when you get there.
baggies and baggies and baggies last time. But yeah, I took IDK's bowl from her, and she wasn't real happy about that. She ended up having to buy caramel, and
which is dirty as all hell.
yeah, so
What'd
is America too. But
How was your weekend? You did you Uber trip this weekend?
no, I don't ever do that over the weekend.
You don't do it on the weekends?
No,
So
I am Monday through Friday 11 if I get out and decide I want to do it early, but usually like noon to 5.
So I'm pretty sure I know that you partook in watching some of that new football league this week.
Yeah, actually
What were your thoughts?
spent a lot of time watching all but one game because
Which one didn't you watch?
I did not watch the Dallas St. Louis game because
Yeah.
that's the one. DirecTV, for whatever reason, has decided to make ESPN part of the sports package instead of like every other provider, make it open package.
Right.
Mhm.
Like your introductory package gets you ESPN. So for whatever reason, DirecTV's done that, and so that's the game we didn't watch because we're not paying for a sports package right now. We do that during like the football season, but
Yeah. Well, that makes perfect sense. I mean, obviously. What'd you think? You watched 3 games?
yeah, I like it, but at the same time, like I would have liked to have seen more of the AAFL players,
Okay.
like from the Birmingham Iron and from Utah, and I would have liked to have seen some of those guys get brought into these teams because
there are
I think
a couple,
quality. There's
yeah.
not really though. I think quality of play would be a little bit better. I like the rule setup, and I think we're getting some decent guys out here. But I still think that some of it looked more like college football, where you got some real good talent out there, and then you got some scrubs out there. And I know it was thrown together. They had 5 weeks where they were able to grab players, get them trained up, get them divvied out to their teams, and everything like that. So I'm writing that part of that off. I'm not holding that against them. I like the rule setup. I like the pace of gameplay. I don't agree with their statement about bringing the game into this 3-hour market because the way they treat the ball, where after play it stops, the clock stops
Only inside 2 minutes.
until the
That's
ball
un-
placement. It's every play. It's
That's the only rule I
it's every play until the ball placement guy puts the ball down, and that's his only job. He's not an
Oh,
official.
oh,
No,
no.
it
I
stops
don't have-
every time until he places the ball down.
Did you bring the sheet with you?
Once he
didn't bring it.
places the ball down, the clock will start again because he places the ball and winds the clock every
Oh
time.
yeah. Okay, yeah. They grab the ball and put it down, and then the clock. Oh,
Yeah,
so
and
it's-
there's one guy that's
right,
responsible for
right,
that. That
right,
guy's
keep
not
track,
an
right.
official. Yeah, he's not
Right,
official.
red
He's
hat.
got a red hat, and
That's
his
right.
only job is to get the ball and put it where it's supposed to go.
Right, that's his job. That's so everybody else can worry about the play on the field. But that's only like 2 seconds of stoppage.
Yeah, but
not-
it's also that equates when you look at how the pace of that game goes, everything else moves pretty fast. And then there are those moments where it gets stretched out a little bit, and I don't think their time is being managed completely yet, but they're
Right.
getting there. They've got a great idea with what they're wanting to do and how they're trying to do it, and I completely agree with what we're seeing so far. But at the same time, like I'm also not going to deny the fact that like there's still work to be done.
yes.
Like
Just so you know, to give you a stat up, because I got to do it. I'm a stat guy. Through the draft for the XFL, 132 players were drafted out of the AAF.
really, I wonder if it was all like second stringers and stuff like that out of the AAF because I didn't see any of the quarterbacks come over. I didn't hear any of their names.
Yeah, Aaron Murray and another quarterback. I want to say it's from the Birmingham Iron.
Now,
But I'm not
Birmingham
sure.
Iron was Perez, and Perez is not in the XFL.
Oh, okay. All right. Then it was, well, Aaron Murray was. That's for sure.
He was the Atlanta Legends QB.
Yeah. Atlanta Legends quarterback. He also played.
Well, that's
with-
see, and Murray played so good. He's with the Houston Roughnecks now, right? Isn't that who Murray's with?
No, he's
no,
with the
it's
Vipers.
Vipers.
Yeah.
Vipers.
Well, no wonder he didn't get an NFL invitation.
I watched all 4 games. I thought Saturday's games were fucking amazing, especially the few trick plays that they pulled, like the double end around, flip for a touchdown.
The 2-pass rule in this league is weird.
It's the same fucking rule in the NFL, except they're just making a big deal about it. You can do that in the NFL. We've seen it before. Fucking Tom Brady passes the ball to fucking Julian Edelman behind the line of scrimmage, and Edelman bums it for a touchdown. That's 2 passes.
I thought it can't be an overhand.
No, this is
Okay, right. It can't be an overhand pass in the
It'd be
NFL.
a
You gotta
pitch.
you gotta pitch it, or or hand it off. Like I
Here
said,
in the
yeah,
XFL, you can throw it forward and then throw it again.
you can't throw it forward. It has to be behind the line of scrimmage.
But you can throw it forward.
Right.
yeah.
has to be behind the line
If
of
he goes, yeah, the first catch has to be behind the line of scrimmage though.
Yes,
That's it.
Exactly.
You can go further back if you take a 10-step drop and throw it to the line of scrimmage where the other guy is at. He can throw that ball again as long as the ball didn't progress beyond the line of scrimmage.
I love the kickoff format. I know you're not a sports chick, and I get it. And
Not
I
really.
know, and I know that, and I'm sorry to do this to you, but I love the
It's
kickoff
big
format.
news.
It's I think it's definitely safer for the players.
Southern
It's certain,
Southern Yankee
Yeah.
asked me my thoughts on it after we were watching the first game. He's recovering for back surgery right now, so big shout out to him
Yeah.
on getting better.
I forgot about that.
But he was like, "So what do you think of this kickoff format?" He was like, "Do you think we're going to see less returns?"
Yes.
I am a little different about that. I don't think so because of where everybody's staged.
Mm-hmm.
If that runner in that 15 yards finds a gap, he's gone.
Well, we saw that in the Guardians game. One guy did bust through a hole and make it to like the 48, almost 50-yard line, which I believe was the longest return of the weekend.
Yeah. It would have been the longest return of the weekend. But I think as this tempo picks up and these guys get more adjusted to this, you're going to see a couple of these special team guys create real running lanes.
Yeah.
And if they get one dude through that's got the right speed, if they got a returner that's got speed, good luck, man.
Wow.
He's out.
Fucking Flowers. Put Flowers back there for what the fuck team does he play for?
Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay Vipers. Let's see what he can do. Me and Ren, I think, thoroughly enjoyed the Guardians game. We were at the game as members of the press. I watched good 2 quarters of the game on the field, which was amazing.
How did IDK like being down there? And
It was, I don't want to use the word awe-inspiring or starstruck.
well,
But
it's different because
Yeah.
y'all, you see, for y'all, it's really different. Like everybody else played in a college stadium.
Right.
Y'all were in Met. Like, so that's different. When you're on the field with football happening inside
Yeah.
Met, like that's got to be kind of nuts because there's something to be said about where you're standing, not
And you-
necessarily about who's on the field at the moment that it's going down, but you're like, I'm on the field at Met during a football
not only
game,
that,
and you
but
look
you
around and you're
really-
like, ha.
You really don't realize. I've been to a tremendous amount of football games. I was a season ticket holder for a very long time, so I've probably been to a good 100 football games.
Right.
And you don't realize how close you are to the field until you're actually on it.
Oh, and
There
then
are-
you see how close the people are to you.
There are spots on that field where you are no more than 3 feet off the playing field.
Yes.
Literally 3 feet. Like the line we were standing on was the white line at the back of the end zone. I could have reached over and touched the players.
There were several times that they got right up there in everybody's face in the end zones. The defensive celebrations were right against the line.
Yep, and there were times where plays were happening out of bounds that I had to like jump out of the way, so I didn't get fucking smacked and creamed by the wide receiver sliding out of bounds.
You saw that Troy Aikman almost got decked during his sideline conversation, right?
The team got fucking nailed. That was the big coach, Boosh, whatever the fuck his name is. I can't remember offhand. He got taken out, busted his headset and everything. And I had to stop the game for a second to run over to the other sideline and say, "You gotta take your headset off. He's got no headset. You can't have no headset. Take your headset off."
Oh yeah, there was that big controversy with the headset.
NFL rule. Yeah, it's the NFL rule. If one team don't have a headset, the other team can't have a headset.
I found out that it only, like, if the home team loses their headset in their stadium, the other team does not have to give it up.
Really?
Yeah. If the away team loses it, home team has to give up their headset. But if the home team loses communications, that's your own fucking fault. You're here all the time, motherfucker. You got a problem, you better fix it. They're keeping their headset. And because that just happened recently in the playoffs, where one of the home teams had the situation where they didn't have communication. And they were like, hurry up, get it sorted out. Because this is your place. We're not running off. It's not like we brought in your communications for you. This is your shit. Fucking fix it.
You know, it was cool at times. You know, the players acknowledge you and like, "Yo, what's up?" And you know, you're bullshitting, yelling at the players while they're warming up. And you know, I was yelling at one guy's last name was Mama. That's his last name. On the back of his shirt says Mama.
Yeah.
So you know, I'm walking by him all the time, and I just kept saying to him, "Yo, get it, Mama, get it, Mama." And he just kept looking at me, going, "Yes, sir." Yes, sir. So, you know, I mean, polite, shake your hand, fist pump you. I mean, even the fans, because we were running around in XFL vests or bibs for media, the fans think you're part of
the XFL. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
So
part
they're
of the
fucking-
league and the team. Like, they're all about it.
They're hanging over the fucking stands, go, "Yeah, the fist bump, fist bump." I mean, you know, IDK is snapping photos, and she's walking by, and the fans like, "Yeah," and she's up there high-fiving like fucking 6 of them in a row. You know, "Ba-doink, ba-doink, ba-doink, ba-doink." It was cool.
You
It was
gotta
definitely
get those snapshots. That's what the fans is really going crazy about. Got to get them pictures. They know that they still know your media, and they're like, "Yo, you're media for the XFL. Get us on TV. Get us inside of one of the media blogs. Let us see us on the internet. That's what we're wanting."
So if you did watch the New York Guardians versus the Tampa Bay Vipers on, was it Fox or ESPN? I mean, Channel 7, can't remember, on one of them, you would have seen us on the sidelines.
I think y'all were the Fox game.
Yeah, we were the Fox game because I had to fight with the fucking Fox bitch 2 or 3 times.
ESPN was
tried to get a fucking interview and got thrown out of the way by Fox.
Yeah, ESPN did Dallas. And the day before Saturday game was ABC and Fox.
ABC, yeah, and Fox. IDK was on the sidelines in a bright yellow Nautica jacket.
Yeah, that's how we noticed her on TV.
Yeah, so she was on TV about 4 or 5 times because you're right there. I mean, you just, and I never realized, like I said, I granted, I've only been to like 2 or 3 games in the new stadium, and I sat through 10, 15, 16 years at the old stadium.
Mm-hmm.
And this stadium is so tight to the field. And they even have fucking fan seating on the field.
Oh, yeah. Every stadium's done that now.
There's that shit
there is that section at in Arlington that all the Redskins fans can get right down there. Like, it's 3 rows. Dude, they have at Redskins Stadium, they got recliners in them fucking sections. Leather fucking recliners.
Nice.
I was like, oh, can I before they tear that stadium down? Right now we're trying to figure out whether or not we're moving to Baltimore or Virginia or staying in D.C., so nobody knows right now. Or, we might end up in Maryland in fucking, it's according to what sports betting says moving forward.
But it was
also
press box was nice. We had a great. I think you had a great time, right, Ren? Yeah. I mean, working obviously, but it was fun. I
Yeah,
can't
Ren,
wait.
did you stay up in that box all day? Because that's like when I saw the pictures, I was like, "That's Ren's spot. Ren's probably not going to move from there today. That's going to
I
be
live
Ren's
tweeted
spot."
the game.
He live tweeted the
I
game
live
with a
tweeted the
live
entire
feed.
game with a live feed and an article.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, we had to do the job that was bestowed upon us for WBLZ Media. I mean, you know, you're not-
Okay, now that it's happened, how did IDK enjoy that aspect of like
She
being at a
had-
game?
she had a great time being at a game from that perspective. She's done that before with the old Metro Stars, being on the field to watch the game, stuff like that. This was a different experience because it's football, not football.
Right.
You know, it was, again, like I said, she said the same thing that I had said. It was like, wow, I didn't realize how close. I mean, at one point we were snapping pictures, and Kevin McBride, the coach of the team, ex-Giant offensive coordinator, is literally, his ass is up against me as I'm trying to snap photos.
Wow.
And I'm whispering in his ear, talking to him like, you know, good game, go coach. Let's make this home. Take one home for the home team. You know, first win at the stadium. And he's turning around going, "Yeah, right." You know, you just. I mean, like Don almost got fucking killed by the kicker on the sidelines.
No.
Okay, we were walking past. The action was down at one side of the bench, and we were snapping photos. And I was like, "Look, let's get on the other side here and get the action from the other side because that's where the ball's driving, and you can probably get some decent photos there." You know, trying to teach her a little bit of photo
Well,
journalism.
yeah, a little bit of alignment.
Yeah, because you know this is her first time as being a press photographer, so just trying to get her, you know, when to take shots. watch the action.
Did she get in on any of those like end zone celebrations, like either the defensive celebrations or?
We missed both of those.
That
What
sucks.
she got great photos of was the fumble that was right in front of us.
Oh yeah.
Everybody piled on top of each other. She just blast moded that, and even got the team, you know, jumping up and pointing like this and shit. I mean, it was that was cool. We got some really good photos of the pregame huddle chant,
Nice.
which was cool. I wish we had video of that, but I'd be more prepared for it next time for sure. But yeah, no, she definitely learned a lot. Definitely learned a lot.
So she's looking forward to the next game.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's that? 2 weeks from now?
Yes, 2 weeks. They'll be back next week. They go to DC to play the DC Defenders.
Yes,
That should
sir.
be a great fucking game.
Should be a good
Uh,
game. DC's. I'll tell you this. You know, I'm in a lot of Redskins groups, and DC is loving it.
I'm trying to figure-
Loving the Defenders right now.
I'm trying to figure out if our press passes are good enough for that game, those games too. Can we just drive up there?
No,
I'll fuck-
they gave you your list of games. It's
Oh,
on it's on your credential, not your credential, but it was on your approval. You showed
Oh,
it. You showed it
okay.
to the world. It was the 4 home games.
Like, no, I saw that tweet.
No, those little logos on my press pass are access.
But didn't they give you a list of games that you're invited to?
They did. They were like,
But they gave you a list of games, didn't they?
Everything, all my paperwork says 2020 season.
yeah, I only saw 4 games on your.
That don't really matter. We could always just request passes.
Yeah, I mean, if
Any-
you're willing to go
any-
down, if you're willing to go down to like DC or like that's the closest one to y'all, right? St. Louis,
Yeah.
St. Louis is close too, but
Yeah, that's a like good 4-hour drive though.
well, I mean, yeah, I know it's a little bit further, but it's
St. Louis.
it's a good 4 hours more to drive.
4 hours more. Yeah.
St.
China,
Louis-
DC's
It's-
like
it-
3 hours.
California?
No, what? DC, Washington.
Huh?
Oh.
St. Louis is like 16 hours, bro.
In St. Louis, Missouri.
Oh, Missouri. Oh, okay, Missouri. You sure that's not Kansas City,
He's
Kansas?
a Trump guy, remember?
Kansas City, Kansas.
Yeah, I know. There's
Kansas.
that whole loop. There's that
It's
whole
St. Louis,
loop up
Kansas,
there.
not Missouri.
I mean, DC's what, like 3 hours?
3 hours, and
Yeah.
then
And then you're talking probably another 3 from
Missouri?
there, like just to get there because of the
From
route
DC.
you'd have to
St.
you're
Louis-
take.
just getting
St.
into.
Louis isn't in the state of Cardinals?
Yes, yes, it is.
I know, I'm just
I
fucking
think I
around.
need to go pee.
I'm just fucking around.
I
That's
think,
all.
yeah, I think I just hurt my brain.
Hurt your brain.
Did you
Purple.
try and do math again?
Purple.
Purple. because
Purple.
aliens don't wear hats.
But we'll wrap up this.
Question:
XFL.
does that color change if you find out that aliens do wear hats?
How many pancakes first?
Okay, that makes sense.
Third base. What I'm most intrigued is to see week 2 for the XFL.
Does if
Ratings
they're
will-
blueberry or strawberry have anything to do with that? Like, would that change the variant?
No.
Okay.
Ratings were good.
I didn't think so.
They grabbed the average 3 share across all 4
That's
games.
It's only if they're
And
hot.
make and stuff.
It's only if they're hot cakes versus pancakes.
The tickets for week 2, those who don't have season tickets, sales were up today at 270%.
Yeah, and that was across all
Yeah, well,
games, right?
Yes. 64,000 people were in attendance at the 4 games. If you do the math on that, at the cheapest ticket available, it's $30, not including service fees. You're talking about $2 million in ticket sales. We can tell you flat out that you can't buy merchandise. The XFL website is pretty much sold out unless you're an infant and want a small.
Now,
Yeah.
quick question.
And the lines at the stadium were fucking. I mean,
Well, here's where I got the question. We were watching because the DC game was the first one everybody got to get their eyeballs on.
beautiful stadium.
So-
Audi Field.
So we're looking at that game and we see all the people with the Defender shirts, and we were wondering if it was like promo stuff, like you went, or if the fans were having to buy all the gear.
The promo gear was for us was a cardboard cutout of
Of
the logo.
the logo. I saw a bunch of people hold it up in the.
That
Every
was-
time a
that-
camera would pan into a group, you'd see somebody pick up one of the logos.
No, those fans bought that shit.
So the white T-shirts that were in DC with the Defenders logo, the red Defenders logos across the front, was all
Yep.
bought. So
Yep,
well,
nothing-
well, that's because there were so many of those T-shirts. That's why we
Yep.
wondered. I was like, it's got to be something to do with like a limited amount of stuff. Like, I don't think that they've got like a wide variety of like, these are the different hoodies you can get. These are the different T-shirts you can get. These are the different sweatshirts you can get. They
There-
probably got
okay.
like 2 or 3 T-shirts, maybe
No,
2
there's
hoodies.
actually like 6 different T-shirts for each team. There's a bunch of different hoodies depending. Like I know the Guardians have 4 different hoodies, 2 different style of zip-ups, 2 different styles of pullovers. There's like 6 different shirts, and then you go into the long sleeves where there's like 2 or 3 different ones. But you can't buy any of it. It's sold the fuck out.
Well, yeah, that's not surprising. I mean, like I said, it with the rule changes, dude, I want to see the NFL adapt the extra point rules.
Yes, I'd like to see that.
'Cause,
And I
Like
take a hard look at this kickoff.
well, the kickoff is kind of I like it, but I would if you want to keep everything the same in the NFL and just give me the extra points at the end
Yeah.
of it, no more like kicking
Yeah, I think that would
or
actually
1 yard line.
America.
Give me 1, 2, or 3 points. What?
Yeah.
1, 2, or
think
3
that-
points, please.
I think that would work better in the NFL, hands down. But so here with the week 2 approaching, everyone kind of figured, at least all your sports writers out there, that attendance ain't going to be great. Most people are going to sit back and watch on TV, especially after the AAF imploded, which was pretty right. I mean, they drew 17,000 people in every stadium.
Somebody
And
asked in one of my fan
Mhm.
groups. Somebody
Right.
asked in one of my fan groups. Well, after the way the fucking AAFL did, I mean, nobody wants to watch this shit. Blah blah blah. I mean, what happened to them anyway? How did they go bankrupt? And McMahon's talking about having 2 years already. I was like, one owner came into the AAFL and stole all the money.
Right? That's basically what
I was like,
happened.
that is all that happened that changed that narrative.
Yeah, Vince McMahon has committed $500 million to this league for its success.
2 years.
$2 million in ticket sales so far, or excuse me, last week. Again, if you consider or take into account the cheapest ticket price and average it that way, because there's tickets there that's $130. You want to be on the first row behind the player's bench, or on field is $230, and there's only 1 seat available for the next Guardians home game on the field. One.
Wow.
And that's it. Now, ticket sales, week 2, up, I think it was 286% in sales so far. The Seattle game this week, they had to open up new sections of the stadium to accommodate ticket sales, which sold out in 6 hours.
Yeah, I heard that. Well, Seattle's a real diehard area too. Like
They're
the fan base is
30,000
crazy.
30,000 people at that game.
I like it. I like it. I like seeing this because if this style based on the rule set continues to get better,
Yeah.
like cuz gameplay, like I said, gameplay was decent, but it still kind of felt a little collegiate.
Oh, we already saw a kicker who deserves to be in the NFL, who was in the NFL, who was thrown out of the NFL or let go, King. That fucking guy.
Yeah, we've already had an offensive coordinator fired too, so
Defensive coordinator.
oh, that's right, defensive coordinator.
Coordinator fired after the first game. Bye-bye. But we'll see what happens. Again, I enjoyed it. I think a lot of fans enjoyed it. I think there was a lot of people who were thoroughly shocked sitting back going, this ain't so bad. And then you're going to have your haters who are always going to hate. When is this going to fold? This is stupid.
Well, hitters are going to hate
Right.
no matter what.
Yeah.
You haven't thrown your jewel into a glass of water or anything like that yet? Like all the commercials are saying everybody's doing?
Just like everybody's standing up rooms, because this is the only day of the year you can do it,
Already disproved.
as per NASA.
Already
No.
disproved. NASA even came
I
out.
know.
and
Never
Yeah,
said it.
NASA's
NASA
They-
never said it.
yeah,
They
NASA
said
never
it
said
to
the
prove-
original.
They said it in order to prove
How
how
fucking stupid?
viral,
Yeah.
how quickly fake news can go viral.
Yeah, how stupid. I can't wait till tomorrow when people's doing it and going, look, it works today too, because I'm fucking stupid.
I missed the tweet
It
from
was
NASA that said that, oh, yeah, that's an everyday thing.
Yeah, it
Well,
is.
you know what was the most hilarious exchange that I had over that moment? I had a writer today that asked me about it, and I got to talking about it, and I was like, it's really funny, and I wish people would quit recording me, because 2 days before this, or 3 days before this, I was having a conversation with a person about how there's never a perfect rotation in the Earth at all. We're always on a wobble. We're always
Yeah.
on a wobble. And then 2-3 days later, NASA's like, so there's a perfect moment. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like, you heard me say said there's never a perfect moment. They go, nope, today's the perfect moment. I'm like, come on, man. I was like, that feels personal at this point. I feel personally attacked by you making this statement of there is a perfect moment, only to get home and be like, yeah, so physics, not perfect moments, led to what you're actually doing. And I was like, okay, back to being validated again. Never a perfect moment.
Right? What up, Rory,
Back
over on
to feeling
Periscope?
validated.
All right, let's throw a
Yeah.
break. Some of the things we can come back and talk about. T-Mobile T-Mobile Sprint merger.
Yep.
Probably creating the best and future network out of all the mobile carriers.
We'll see.
Um,
We'll see what happens because
Wait,
what
we can talk about it. We can talk about that.
we'll see what
um,
happens.
United States ordering Facebook, Google, and others to give up the data of what their acquisitions are. We started talking about some of this beforehand. What do people know about you? Okay, Amazon, Google. What do they know? What do they got on you?
How many millennials have been bleeding data about themselves?
Hey, we just found out the U.S. government has been infiltrating and taking Ancestry.com DNA data and adding it to their databases.
That is also
A whole lot more to that. NSA owned a company that handled all the encryption of all devices
Yes, the
for
government.
everyone around the
That's
world.
right. Destiny, for its second week in a row, taken offline because players losing content.
Yeah.
Things broken again.
I am so glad I don't play on reset day anymore.
Oh yeah, I know. Reset day is
It seems to be the worst.
the path to being frustrated.
And then, of course, there's always our favorite fucking idiot in the media, Jesse. Juicy.
Oh,
Juicy.
Juicy Smollier.
Juicy Smollier. His fucking name is Jesse Smoltz, not Juicy Smollier.
It's Juicy Smollier. He's
Okay.
a very famous French actor.
Famous fucking liar, indicted on 6 counts of disorderly conduct. 8-Bit Bros, Tuesday, early edition. We'll be right back after this shitty long commercial break.
This is John G, and I have a special on Amazon called Living Large. It's a stand-up special. It's funny. It was shot at the Comic Strip Live in New York City. You're gonna love it. You're gonna see me at my big see. It's a stand-up special. It's funny. It was shot at the Comic Strip Live in New York City. You're gonna love it. You're gonna see me at my big see. It's a stand-up special. It's funny. It was shot at the Comic Strip Live in New York City. You're gonna love it. You're gonna see me at my big see. It's a stand-up special.
Listen
It's
and
funny.
imagine.
It was shot at the Comic Strip Live in New York City. You're gonna love it. You're gonna see me at my big see.
It takes 5 seconds to send a text, and for those 5 seconds, you're driving blind.
Life is worth more than a text.
Stay alive. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, Noise, and the Ad Council.
What up? It's
Visit
Jeffrey from Beer Belly Sports.
StopTextWrecks.org. A message brought
This
to you by
is
the
the
National
8-Bit
Highway Traffic
Bros
Safety
right here on
Administration,
Ironic
Project
Radio.
Yellow Light, Noise, and the Ad Council.
What up? It's
Visit
Bud Light presents Real American Heroes.
right here on Ironic Radio.
Today we salute you, Mr. Losing Locker Room Reporter. Wherever a semi-naked man is crying like a schoolgirl because he lost a ball game, you are there. Why did they lose? Some millionaire dropped the ball. A millionaire who needs a mic stuck in his face on national television. Go ahead, wear your cashmere blazer to work. No one's going to pour champagne on it where you're going. So crack open an ice cold Bud Light, old bray of bad news. You're not a big loser. You just interview. Bud Light beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
You got something you want to get off your chest? We want to hear it. Call in 917-720-3038. The Ironic Radio hotline is now open. You got something you want to get off your chest?
I'm listening to 8-Bit Bro.
Oh, how do you like that? How's that feel? Oh, God. How's that feel?
I'm listening to 8-Bit Bro.
Hard rock, you look up in the girl, she on the job. She got where we in the spot. Booty moving weight like she on the block. I got to know. Rock, bomb. Open up.
Yeah, I'm running through these halls like Play-Doh. I got that devilish rock and roll, no halo. Yeah, that's cool, man. I'm rapping on a rise to the top. No lead in our Zeppelin. Hey, party rock is in the house tonight. Everybody just have a good time. And we got to make you lose your mind. Everybody just have a good time. Party rock is in the house tonight. Everybody just have a good time. We gon' make you lose your mind. We just wanna see you shake that.
Every day I'm shuffling. Every day I'm shuffling. Shuffling.
Never fast. And be the first girl to make it. Know this cash. We get money, don't be mad. Hate is bad. Another round. Fill up the stuff. Be the first girl to make it. Know this cash. We get money, don't be mad. Hate is bad.
Yeah, I don't quite understand that. It's like it's coming through an open mic. Your mic?
No.
It's not even playing anymore. Physically
I
not
don't
playing. Quite understand that. See, there's
It's like
double
it's
audio.
coming
Through an open mic. Your mic?
Oh yeah, there's a double. audio.
No clue. That
Is it
channel.
that laptop right there, maybe?
You just turned your laptop down and it all went away.
But I'm muted. No clue. That channel.
Yeah, but as soon as you scrolled it up and pulled it back out.
And it all went away.
I know why. But
Oh, is it the
I'm
TV?
muted. No clue. That's why.
Oh, what's that?
You had a tab open.
I had a
Had
tab
audio.
open playing music.
Oh.
All right. Well, 8-Bit Bros. It wouldn't be a fucking Tuesday or a Thursday if there wasn't a fuck up somewhere. That's the way it goes. Shit happens. All right, so we threw out a couple of news things. Which one do you want to touch on, unless you've got something else you want to bring?
You know, we have a couple of things.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah? What do we got? Put your hands up in.
Is it still playing?
Put your hands up.
I can still hear it. Damn it! No.
Bring
What
it.
should we do first?
Bring it, boss lady. You got
And I
this.
said just listening to everybody's conversations and having everything.
That doesn't shock me.
They own the company that's created encryption
Yeah.
for the past 10 years.
There's a specific reason why they're the only ones who can break
Yeah.
the encryption on the new iPhones.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a reason for that. I
Wait,
mean,
hey, I had a conversation with another writer today about, here it is, even all the effed up things that have come out of Germany, this is yet another invaluable piece of technology that has been originated out of Germany.
Okay.
Yeah, Germans are super smart.
Wait, it's innovative. I don't know if I'd say smart as much as I'd say to the degree of innovative, like willing to take regular norms of intelligence and test them and do abnormal shit to do something else. Like, I don't know if that's smart all the time, but it's definitely innovative.
Yeah.
Like, it's willing to test boundaries, and we can say, all right, so the Holocaust was not an intelligence decision. This was a very bad German mark, okay? But Volkswagen has to be an amazing gift to humanity.
Genius company.
Genius company.
Started by Hitler.
Yeah. So, like we say, this doesn't come down to smart. This doesn't come down to smart at this point. I'm not going to say intelligence is the factor here. I'm going to say willing to test boundaries and be innovative is more so the ability than it is actual intelligence.
Not started by, but driven by.
It was driven
it was
by
driven
him.
by Hitler's
Yeah.
ideas of how to go invade fucking Switzerland to get over the Alps.
Right.
And bring the ideas to Volkswagen.
We were literally today talking about the fact that my mom lived in a apartment complex that got flooded up to the second floor. She lived in a second floor apartment. At the time, she had a Volkswagen Beetle, like a 67 to 71, something like that.
That's cool.
Volkswagen Beetle. And when the water subsided and she looks out her door, she doesn't see her car.
No, where was it? 4 blocks away.
And she's like, oh shit, where's my car? And so she goes out around the complex and she looks at it and she finds it wedged in between some trees, sideways a little bit. And she goes over to it, opens the door, no water runs out of it. So she's like, well, fuck it, let me give this a shot. And she sticks the key in the ignition and it cranks right up. She parks, she pulls it out of the trees and drives it over and puts it back in the parking spot where it was before the storm had hit that caused the flooding. So and the girl immediately responds with, there is no way any of the cars that I have ever driven in my lifetime would ever do that.
Nope.
And that was where we're like, and it's just one of those things where you go, all right, chalk this one up to the good side for Germany, because this is insanity that worked perfectly. And then you go into this encryption technology, which the CIA got their hands on. It worked perfectly. Unfortunately, it worked so good that everybody used it, and the United States was the only one smart enough to go, so can we buy that?
Yeah.
And Germany was like, yeah, sure. Here you go.
I mean, Volkswagen's innovations in automobile technology are just...
So I don't chalk that up to intelligence as much as willing to innovate.
Leaps and bounds. We got a caller coming in. Let's see if we can merge this. Try that. See what happens. No.
Ha!
What? What?
Sorry, caller.
Ha! It's not just me.
Yeah, no. Yeah, couldn't merge that in there.
It's not just me.
Go figure that out.
Yeah, because, Ren, did you hear about our other test? I mean, I know you heard that he wanted you to call in, but...
Oh, we tested more after that.
Oh, y'all tested more after that?
Oh, we tested more after that. We managed to get 2 calls in.
Yeah, because
I
was Ubering that day.
There we go again. I'm going to try it again.
Merge.
304 number. I'm going to try this.
Merge
in.
Mr.
See what happens.
304? Or Mrs. 304?
Nope. Just will not merge that fucking call in.
Okay.
Area code 304. I apologize. Not me. It's fucking Skype. But it's something. It's definitely something.
It's not Thump. More importantly for you to know.
No, I
Peffer.
never...
Is that Peffer?
Right?
Fucker.
304. I don't know who that is.
I never ignored your call, asshole.
It's a lot of shit going on. I mean, FTC is. They want to look into, or they're examining all prior acquisitions made by Alphabet, Amazon, Apple, Facebook, Microsoft.
Yeah.
Comes that call again, trying it. I'm going to try this one more time. Merge this call. Let's see if they get that caller in there. It don't even look like it, but.
Well, I would lose all audio but no video of you if you just answered the call.
You'd lose you'd lose the video.
No, I wouldn't lose the video. I still get. I'm part of this call. The only call you would be abandoning is
let's try. Here you go, ready?
ironic. Yeah, just lost ironic and all audio. We're sitting over here in a world of just like y'all out there in the video realm can see all of this going on, and Webb's over there just having a conversation without anybody. Oh man, it looks like it might be a good conversation too. J7 doesn't seem to be so entertained by it though.
Sorry, Thump. You get dropped out of the call when that happens. It's Wasted Chef. It's Wasted Chef calling in.
Oh really?
He's gonna try and Skype in, and we told him to hit your Skype and see what the fuck happens.
He doesn't have my Skype. He has ironic Skype.
Ironic or 8-bit, either one. So
yeah, he has ironic Skype.
And he's gonna see if he can hit up that.
You can bring him in. You've got the fucking list.
Oh, I didn't see him show up. Let me see if I can do that.
Yeah, you should be able to bring him back in over video. Wasted Chef. That's Sam.
Yeah. I'm scrolling through the list right now. Let me see. I'm in WPQRS. Okay, do we have a Sam in
here? No,
you
wouldn't have a Sam. You'll have to bring in the last call that you just received.
But he called in. He didn't Skype in. I can't call. We don't have
he didn't call in over Skype?
No.
Do you not have the last call that would be ironic with Sohn and him? Because I don't have any of that. I'm on my personal profile.
Oh, you're not even on 8-bit.
No.
He's calling bit.
Oh, no.
That's why I told you. I was like, he's not going to be able to get to that.
Fuck. When would that be? That would be your show Wednesday, right?
Yeah,
Sam.
That would be last Wednesday. And no, he's not going to be. He shouldn't be registered as a Sam.
I got a Sam Canterbury.
Okay, that may be him. Just put his full government out there on the internet, but that's okay.
How do I grab him?
But yeah, that is the Wasted Chef. That is former co-partner of Sohn's in a restaurant.
I don't want to join that call.
No, bring him in. Add to call and scroll down until like you got him.
Yeah.
Now he called that call.
That's okay. I'm gonna hang that call up. How do I get back to our call?
Oh, well, you're still in our call, so.
Okay, well, how do I grab him? I don't want to join that call. How do I add him into our call? Where is our call? You see, I don't see it here. You see it, right? You see what I'm talking about, Red?
Scroll up, bro.
I am up.
Yeah, go down. Our call's right there.
Where's our call?
Right below the other call.
This one?
Yeah.
That's our call?
Yeah.
Okay. So how do I add him in? Because
I'm adding him in right now. Never mind.
Right there.
Never mind. I'm adding him in.
Okay.
Oh, wait, no, it says scan 1484 unavailable.
Let's see. I'll check. Unavailable, yeah. I see that.
And he's showing up there as 1484, right?
Oh no, I got him.
Merge.
Merge. There we go. Now we got him in the car.
Yo.
Hey!
Damn, that was confusing as fuck on our side.
Dude, this is the first time they've had to deal with the phone lines tonight, and you call in and make this motherfucker have to do a job. He
And
is
it's on a block, which is
he is not even ready for this.
That's funny. Yeah, no, I got the notification about Facebook, so I jumped in, and then I saw the group or whatever, so I thought I'd jump in. And
Yeah, what's up?
introduce-
This is what we're doing.
Welcome to the
Right
8
on.
Bros.
We're 8-bit brosing.
A shameless plug, you know.
There you go.
Oh no, that's not shameless. That's completely allowed, man. You just plug away. Plug anything you want. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, we're just doing, anyone in the Athens area, we're doing Ohio area, we're doing a comedy show. That's all.
Oh yeah, he's a comedy show host and for stand up in the Athens area.
Oh no shit.
Nice.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's cool because we're
And always looking to have like some people to come through. We're starting the shows back up and shit, but yeah, this will be our third one, and we've sold out. We have about 40 seats. It's very intimate. We charge the tickets are $30, and you get dinner, dessert, and 4 comics. So
Oh, that's not bad at all.
Nice,
It's
that's very cool.
it's a shame you're so fucking far away from us.
Athens isn't that bad. I mean,
Well,
one Langen should be willing to travel.
How far are we talking? We're fucking
Ohio.
Georgia, Ohio.
No, Athens, Ohio.
Oh, okay, well, there's an Athens, Georgia too. Just
Yeah,
like
I
there's
know,
a-
but that's not where this.
sorry,
That's
I
not
think
where we're
Ohio.
talking about.
yeah, I did awkwardly say Ohio. Like it was like an awkward speech in between, or like silence in between Athens and Ohio. But yeah,
Like
it's
I said,
Athens, Ohio.
it's a shame it's that far because we've 8-Bit Bros. I mean, we're broadcasting out of a fucking comedy studio.
Well, yeah, that's kind of the reach out here. That's to anybody inside the house, new media comedy that maybe just looking to go and stand in front of a new microphone somewhere that they haven't been at before. There's the
Yeah, or if you got some people who were touring through the area or something, I mean, it's
Yeah,
a show that we're trying to have every month. So I'd be more than willing to link up and promote anybody. That's my goal anyway. is
there,
to-
there is a new microphone to stand in front of.
Yeah, we'll have to pass the word around to the people we know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did some amateur stuff myself, but I kind of just want to host and promote people now. I mean, it's just my thing. Like a lot of my friends are doing this, and they're really funny. And I just, I want to. There, a lot of them are out of like West Virginia, so it's just kind of a backwards kind of state anyway. And so I'm just trying to help. Yeah, just trying to get my people out, man. That's it.
It's always a good thing. The comedy community is like one tight knit family.
That's true.
All over the country.
Oh my god, it could be some dramas though. I mean,
Well,
some prima
what tight knit family
like
doesn't
that,
have
but-
their drama prima donna?
Yeah, true. There's always one cocksucker in the group.
Yeah, this one we just call him Web.
I mean, no, I mean over here it's what it's needles.
Oh no,
Web Pop.
Yeah, Web Pop. That's right, Web Pop.
Web Pop.
That's my
That
new name.
that was the agreed upon new name.
Yeah, here you go. Y'all can go fuck yourself. How about that? Okay, Web Pop.
Web Pop.
Suck it.
I mean, if you didn't look like Doctor Strange, maybe we wouldn't be calling you like Web Pop.
I look like Doctor Strange.
Well, you got your silver feathers coming in there heavy on the sides now. I don't know. You haven't been to see Jason in a while, have you?
Dude.
Yeah, like I said, you haven't seen Jason in a while, have you?
No, Jason won't color his hair anymore.
Oh, he's gonna make you the Silver Surfer.
I can't talk about.
Oh wait, that's Jinya. Sorry, and she's the Ruby Red Surfer. So
Yeah, that's true too, right? But no, I have not seen Jason in a while. They just raised their fucking prices too. Everybody's fucks these days. So what do you said you were streaming over there? What are you streaming? Are you
For-
currently?
Oh, I was streaming the show.
Oh, I thought you were.
Yeah, he was just checking us out.
No, I
Yeah.
thought he was online streaming. I was like, oh, what are you playing? Something we can join up with while we're doing our show.
Oh, dude, we tried to play Black Wake the other day. Let's talk about the miserable state of how that game is. It's horrible. The only people playing right now are people in like Central South America and in Russia.
Oh, God.
And the ping on any of the servers is horrible. And you get in and your captain is usually just like screaming stuff and you can't understand a word he's fucking saying. What?
See,
What
can't-
are the
can't-
two of y'all
So I
over there doing?
just went to the website blackwake.com.
Yeah.
This connection is not private. The website may be impersonating blackwake.com to steal your personal or financial information. You should close this page.
Yeah, you should definitely do that because
Yeah.
it's a Steam game.
I was just trying to get information on it.
Yeah, no, go to Steam and look up Black Wake. That's your best source of information.
I got you.
Hey, there's video. We got our guy on cam over here
Sorry.
now. Here,
I thought
for everybody
I
who
thought it
didn't
was
know
totally on your
before,
side.
yeah, for everybody who didn't know before, this is the Wasted Chef. Has been a host on the Angry Dandelion, and I don't know. You going to join us tomorrow?
Who knows? I might randomly pop in. I mean, I'm all about talking about the food and stuff. So yeah.
I
I'd
mean,
be
we
more than
we had a great snack conversation last week. I don't know how Sohn walked away from that feeling, but
I mean, it was a half an hour that got turned into an hour. That was pretty. Yeah.
look, how about
didn't
how about
realize-
it? How about it got longer than that? When I went and started Ubering the next day, we started talking about those Pockies again. And then
Yeah.
did you see the new Pockies?
No.
They're
What?
they're giant Pockies. They have a place where your whole hand can grab, and then there's like 2 foot of stick above it, like giant Pockies.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, dude! Like
That's
that
like
came.
the fucking- that game we're playing. What game is that? Why am I drawing a blank?
Sea of Thieves?
Sea of Thieves. It's
Yeah. Looks like it.
pretty much the same thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
Black Wake. Yes.
Yeah.
Except it's all. Yeah, it's more crew oriented to a straight up crew fight degree.
Yeah,
What's the other one?
teamwork,
What,
cooperation.
Atlas or Black Sails?
Atlas. It's Atlas,
Black
Sea of
Sails is-
Thieves, and Black Wake are the 3 pirate games that are kind of running right now. Sea of Thieves has got a definitely bigger, grander audience. Atlas is getting the reemergence of some people joining in. I think there's because they finally joined up with the Xbox. It's all one server. And then Black Wake, their last update was last November, and they haven't really done a lot since then. We were able to buy the game for $2.
Oh, okay.
And we played long enough. Like, we played 2 games. We won both of them, but we still felt like it was not, like, it was worth the $2. We got our 20 minutes of fun out of it, and we probably don't see ourselves opening up the game again, and both of us may return it.
Can you stage him and put him up?
Yeah, possibly.
You do that behind the scenes?
Yeah, I can do that.
Up. Yeah, okay. So, Chef, got you
Yes.
there, and you're on the 8-Bit Bros, and there is a question that we ask, or I ask, of every guest on this show.
Oh.
So now it's your turn.
Fire away.
It's your turn to answer the question. It's a 2-part question. Favorite Batman, favorite Bruce Wayne.
They do not have to be the same, and they don't have to be different.
Favorite Batman, favorite Bruce Wayne. And you can go anywhere. You can go comic books. You can go old
Adam West. Adam West's favorite. I'm just going to go straight like TV show, like movie style, because that's pretty much all I really know.
Right.
So I'll just be straight out. Like Adam West is Batman, and then I would say Christian Bale is, yeah, for sure. Christian Bale is Bruce Wayne.
Okay.
Well, he's there, kind of there with me.
Respectable. Respectable. I still say Michael Keaton was a better fucking Bruce Wayne. I'll always say that. I think he was the better Bruce Wayne. But that's my opinion, and that's why we asked the question. Respectable answers. I can get behind that. We've had a lot of people say that Christian Bale as Bruce Wayne. And everybody's partial to Adam West. Why, I'm not really sure. Maybe it's the dance.
It's because he's OG as fuck.
And the dance. The dance really, helped out. I mean, he was the first one to do the Pulp Fiction dance.
It's because he's Adam West, and it's because even the ties into, is it Family Guy? He was the mayor?
So, Michael Caine was in the... He was Bruce Wayne for which one? Sorry.
The first Batman movie.
Okay, so the first Batman movie, probably like when I was a kid. That's the last time I saw that movie.
Okay.
I've never seen it as an adult. I should probably watch that movie as an adult.
I think it's better.
There you go, Webb.
I'll wait for that to transition. It's I'm over on Periscope right now, so watching over there tonight to see what's.
I grew up in like a very conservative Christian home, so I wasn't allowed comic books or anything like that. So it was like straight Jesus or nothing.
Straight Jesus or gay Jesus?
Right.
I can understand that. We've got quite a few people I know who come from that strong, strict.
That was another good conversation I had today.
Religious upbringing.
All right, how about this? I met a young lady today.
Was she from Nantucket?
That was here taking a test in Greensboro. She's living in Winston, currently attending Wake Forest, which is known as a Baptist-oriented school. Okay, she spent K through 9,
right,
in public school, and then 10, 11, and 12 were in Catholic school. She just took her graduate test and has been pre-approved to go attend Notre Dame as a teacher, where she is going to become a teacher in a Catholic school, because right now they're having problems at recruiting new teachers to Catholic school programs.
Oh, okay.
But I met a young lady who started outside of the religious network, later was introduced into it, spent her collegiate full career now inside the religious network, but not just inside the Catholic network. She was Baptist and then Catholic for the remainder of her educational career, to go into a Catholic teaching structure for day one job, which she said she should be placed. She'll be placed at her school prior to actually starting classes, but she'll have a semester of classes under her belt by the time she teaches at the school she's been placed.
Time for a real beer. Can't drink no more of that. Fucking Guinness.
But it was an interesting structure, because she said her parents spent their entire careers, from education all the way through to becoming lawyers, within a Catholic school structure.
Right.
Where with her, they were like, immediately, both of her parents were like, no, she's going to public school.
Oh, I'm glad Wasted Chef said, Christian background, because if he would have said Scientology, I either would have had to have hung up on him, left, or grilled the ever-living shit out of him.
Yeah, it's true. Webb's got something against those guys, or he doesn't mind hanging out with them, according to exactly how the conversation may go.
I'm afraid of them. Totally.
Yeah, that's why he's either hanging out with them or he's cautiously talking around them.
I'm just interested because if you're a Scientologist, you got some money, and somehow I want to get my hands on it.
Yeah.
Don't kid yourself.
And if you can be duped, and if you can be that duped,
yeah,
I can
that's
get you money.
Yeah, that's the key. I mean, if you can fucking just give it. Well, you know what? In Christianity, it's the same fucking thing. They dupe all the old people with giving away all their money.
Yeah, but
fucking Joel Osteen and those guys. I mean, Okay, I know they're not Christianity; they're more evangelists, but they fucking dupe people all the time.
That is still Christianity. Don't kid that.
Yeah,
Don't
that's still
don't kid it at that point. It's like trying to call a Catholic a different religion. It's like, no, you're still a Christian. So
That's that's the argument I have with
all
IDK.
Protestants. It's all the same.
Right? Yeah. See, that's the argument I have with IDK from time to time. Is she's like, well, I'm a Baptist. I mean, that's fucking Christian, you asshole.
yeah, you're still a Christian. Seventh-day
Still a
Adventist,
Christian.
you're still a Christian. Pentecostal, you're
Right.
still a Christian.
Protestant, Roman
Lutheran.
Catholic, Lutheran.
I was
you're still a
Pentecostal.
Christian.
It was a very strict form of Pentecostal.
Just slight little nuances in the Bible. It's whether
Oh,
you follow which one. The King
Come on,
James?
wait, hold on.
They're-
Come on now,
they're
Chef.
black and white. It's like no Christmas.
You didn't have to say
Yeah.
strict Christian when you said Pentecostal because Pentecostal are strict Christian anyway. That's a natural born. Like, if you
Yeah,
do
but that's
protest to
like-
be strict Christian, you are probably Pentecostal.
Yeah, I mean,
because they're tight.
The thing is, though, is that the sect that I was in was even more
of a
how
cult.
do you say, more pretentious and more of a cult than, like, for instance, like there's a couple of what are they, like, fellowships, I guess, like like a number of churches in a sect, right?
Yeah,
And so, like, one of them is called the United Pentecostals. Like, now then they changed their name. They're like it's like United Pentecostal Churches International now or something.
Oh, they must have
However-
indoctrined a couple more people.
Oh my god, dude, it's insane, dude. And so, like, they're the ones that, like, speak in tongues and all that shit.
Oh, yes, very
It's-
familiar. Very familiar. Snake charmers, speaking in tongues. I mean,
Snake Charmer would be from my dad's side. Like,
I'm-
'cause I got it from both sides, mom and dad. So,
Southern
like, mom
Baptist
was,
over
like,
here.
So mom was like Southern Ohio, and dad's side was all West Virginia. So yeah, I'm familiar with the whole, like, snake handling.
Yeah, man.
Like, there'd be like pictures on the wall of the people who, like, took up the serpent.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah.
It's super weird, dude.
Hey, look, but it exists though, and that was kind of the conversation I ended up having earlier today with that young lady, was the fact that, like, all of these things happen, and they all argue so much over how different each of them is, and then if you go and you sit down in every one
And
of the
it's literally
congregations,
lines.
it's the same story.
Hey,
It is. They're just splitting hairs at some point. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Somebody
it's
got
ridiculous.
told they couldn't hang out no more, so they started their own shit.
Right. Exactly. They got mad at somebody. Right. Or they wanted to, like, it's like okay, so, like, I heard stories of when, like, my mom was younger, right? Like, these churches would have, it wouldn't be like, all right, we're going to have a contest, but, like, these preachers would, like, preach against things and, like, try to add things under their belt just to say, because, like, well, we're more holy than you are because we preach against deodorant because it's not natural.
Oh yes, the holier than thou approach.
They make an all natural deodorant now. Facebook told me.
Well, now they do, and I use it, dude. It's great. It's lavender and sage, and now when I get, like, all sweaty after a couple of days, it smells like sausage. It's delicious.
K7. And you don't have to answer this if you don't want to, but what is your religious background? Are you a current practicing?
Yeah, what is your religious background, and are you a current practitioner, or have you taken an alternate route to reach your own reality?
We've got close to a cult member here. We've got a
Well,
South
no,
Baptist
no,
over here.
we
What the
have
fuck are you?
a former cult member.
Agnostic, whatever the fuck that means.
Well, I understand what that means.
And I'm a non-practicing Catholic who is going to convert to be a Jew for Jesus.
Okay.
Well, this way on Judgment Day, I can walk the line.
But you're automatically in, bro. Like, I'm
Right,
just gonna be
right.
like,
That's why I'm going to do it.
Yeah,
When
that's
I
like free. That's like free pass, right?
Right.
Man.
When I'm on my deathbed, I'm going to convert to a Jew for Jesus. This way, I can just walk the line.
I love
Man,
it.
I'm
Then
so
we'll call
jealous
you.
that you-
We'll
yeah.
call you J8.
What are you a practicing
So
religionist person? Or?
I was born Catholic.
Okay.
And baptized and confirmed, all that.
Right.
But I'm not really practicing.
Yeah. See, me neither. I don't need to go to a church to pray to God. The
Right.
motherfucker can be right in my house.
That makes you agnostic. You believe in a God.
Yeah, you
don't
believe in a God, but you don't practice a religion.
Right.
I tell you, for the last 3 years, my God has been my penis.
You believe in a God.
Just praying that it'll work again, or what?
Yeah, I was like, are you praying to it or for it?
No. Everyone else prays. Everyone else screams, "Oh God, oh God." So my penis is God.
Everyone
That's
else? I thought, yeah, but haven't you been in a committed relationship for like the past 5 years?
I got bitches
All on my dick and every day, sucking on my balls, licking on my balls. Bitches, they know. Put it in that booty hole.
Hey, I won't say anything of what goes on, but there's been a lot of oh gods in my lifetime, so that my penis is God. I don't need a church. It's right in my house. But my big issue with the Catholic religion and going to church was the sit, stand, kneel, sit, stand, kneel, sit, stand, kneel.
They got rid of that now.
No, they didn't.
Yeah,
They,
it's
not,
just stand now.
well, not in.
And only kneel during the consecration of.
I don't get on my knees for anyone.
And you wonder why you have no sex life.
If I am going to get on my knees, you better have a gun to the back of my fucking head and pull the trigger.
Your girlfriend said, "Get on my knees and eat me." You'd get on your knees.
No, she'd be laying on the bed.
You'd still be on your knees.
No, he would lay flat on his belly.
Why would I be on my knees to do that? That's
You gotta get down and.
No, he never lets her.
way
He
better
never
for
lets her sit at the edge of the bed.
Like, no, I have a more.
At least
than
I'm
adequate
using my
position.
technique, unlike you.
If she's
No,
at the edge
no.
of the bed,
Look,
like,
Webb
behind a
is
fucking-
honestly this ridiculous, and I know this for a fact. He is this ridiculous that he won't even step on white stuff in Destiny.
No, I won't. I will not.
Like,
I will-
like he's like they called it Vex Milk, and he is like no.
Nope. I jump over it. I won't.
He won't touch it. He won't touch it.
Nope.
No.
Anyway,
They always they preached against all the sins all the time except gluttony. Am I right though? Like
That's right.
I never once heard gluttony preached against. Like every one of them were fat. I'm fat. Like I blame church. Like that's why I'm fat.
What?
There you go.
Church made me fat.
Well, it made him believe that he shouldn't do any extracurricular
Think about it,
activities,
man.
but he
What
should
other-
eat.
I was gonna say, it's
Like
not
what
for
else
eating
do you
church,
do on
that's a
Sundays,
motherfucking
man? You get
low
up in the
calorie.
mornings, you eat your breakfast, you go to Sunday school, you eat your cheese balls, and then you get out of Sunday school and you go home and you eat your Sunday dinner, and then you take a nap, and then you go to church and you sit there again. Then after church you go eat, and then in the middle of the church services they're even singing about it. It's like there's this one song my grandpa used to sing. It would be like, feed me, Lord. I'm hungry and I want to be fed. It's like, really, dude? And then they're preaching about people walking around the desert for 40 years, hungry, starving, just praying for manna. But at this time, it's 2.5 hours in, and I'm just praying to God some more cheese balls or Fritos or something will fall down.
That's right.
Like,
Just
So
need more.
You're one of those religions that Sunday's like a fucking all-day event.
oh, dude, it's all day, bro.
Like the Jews.
It is. It is. It is. Well, a lot of the religions
After
consider that
church.
Sunday,
You think it's
Wednesday.
over after church in the evening. No, it is not over. There's altar call.
I
Right?
know,
And so
that's
they're
it.
singing more about food, and it's like, come and dine, the master's calling, come and dine. It's
Yeah.
insane. And then after church you go hang out at Wendy's and eat food. And then you go home and you sleep. So it's literally nothing. I mean, you do exercise a little bit while you're in church because you feel the spirit and like
You
run
gotta
around.
stand up, wave your hands.
Yeah, I mean there is some like exercise activity, but man, like 85% of the people in there are just fat, poor, and ignorant, and it's ridiculous and it's sad.
There you go.
Bro,
Welcome
it's
to
like-
the Pentecostal
it's like
church.
religion was like seriously, like Karl Marx said it. Like religion is the opiate for the masses. It's legit. It's like this church was like the heroin for like poor people. And it's insane. They just got like super addicted to it because it's like it's done by control and like through emotions and by fear.
Yeah.
And
Fuck all.
that is the culmination of Ohio, West Virginia being close enough together to share ideas.
Well, I
Yeah.
have a theory on that, on why.
I know I just went on a rant. I
No,
threw a
no,
bit in
no.
there.
You're perfect. You're perfectly fine. You're perfectly
It's also
fine.
part of the
I've
business
opened
stage.
I've opened the door
As
here
well.
to be like, all right, J7, what's your theory?
Well, my theory is, I mean, Okay, well, so what's the thing that makes us different from every other animal on this planet, right? Like, we are self-aware,
I
and
was gonna say we fuck for fun, but I found out there's
self,
a group of
like,
baboons that also fuck for fun. So it's actually more sex is more oriented in this culture of baboons than it is even in our life. So
Pentecostals don't fuck for fun. They're like the Jews, like the Hasidic Jews. They don't fuck for fun.
Oh yeah, no,
yeah, if
no.
you're religious
You're
in
not even supposed to
general,
be drinking alcohol or smoking fucking tobacco over there.
you're not supposed
Right.
to for fun if you're religious at all.
Yeah. No, it's for
Everybody should
procreation.
for fun.
But anyway, back to my point.
yeah, yes. Back to your
I wanna hear
point.
this, please.
So I think that one of the things that makes us unique is that we're able to wonder why we're here, right? Like when you look at animals in nature, they evolve to the point where they're clever. Like, oh, if I hit this thing with a rock, food will come out. If I have sex right now, my species will replicate. Like these are all things that happen just across the animal kingdom, and it's just going to happen, right? For us, we are able to look beyond those things. Like why you look up, oh wow, why is the sun shining? Why is there rain? And these questions that we ask are the things that lead us to ask deeper things. Like
Okay.
who put
Right.
us
We ask
right?
why.
Was
We
there
ask why.
ever a person or an entity or something? Like, what's our purpose here? All those questions that we ask ourselves as a species are the things that make us different. And we of course, we don't have a definitive answer to that question. And that yearning is something that we have and something that makes us human, right? It's part of being human. Just
Well,
really wondering about that.
So okay, and I'm with you. I'm following you on this, and I'm totally relating to what you're saying. But this is where I have the issue with religion. If there is concrete proof,
But there's not.
there is concrete proof that humans have been on this earth for at least 9,000 years. That predates any religion that says God created the earth and all of mankind because, I mean, what, Jesus is what? 1,020 years old now. Our calendar is based off of the Christianic religion, right? AD?
No.
BC
it's
AD?
based on the.
It's AD, after death.
No, it's not
BC,
after death.
before Christ.
Well, yeah, but that's not.
So how do
necessarily
you
a
believe
Christian thing.
how do you believe a religion if we have proof that humans predate religion?
Okay, I could answer that question. I think that it's because
I mean, the Jews don't. They follow their own fucking calendar. They're in the year what, 3,982 or some shit like that.
yeah, well, there's a whole lot of different calendars. Like
Well, yeah. Exclude the Chinese because they're just going to kill themselves off with a new fucking virus next week.
But what does that have to do with like religion doesn't have to be as old as mankind in order for it to
But if God created all beings
yeah.
and our calendar starts at the time of creation,
It doesn't.
okay, for the Jews it does. That's 3,940 something years, if I'm not mistaken. Someone can fact check me on that, but it's
Okay.
around there. We've got proof that humans have been on this earth for at least 9,000 years.
Mm-hmm.
That predates religion. That
Well,
predates
humans have been on the earth before, obviously before the concept of Christ. I
Right.
mean, that's
Been on Earth
like
before
well
the
before.
concept of religion. So the
Right.
idea that so I guess what I'm trying
So
to say
religion is nothing more than a crutch for the weak.
not necessarily. I think that the idea that we want to believe in something that we can't see, right? Something that is beyond us is actually pretty natural, I think. Because how arrogant would it be, right, to say that there's nothing outside of what you can perceive right now?
I don't know if that's arrogance. I somewhere.
Well, because what we've been able to perceive has been like, has been explored and has been like, there still hasn't been anything that we
Right.
haven't.
Like we
Like that makes like
things that
I
we haven't discovered that we don't really understand.
You're going to be so sorry when you die and realize you're not going to meet your mother in heaven. This shit's not happening. Your fucking soul is not going to see some bright light, and you're not going to fucking float up some stairs to some pearly.
Anyone ever watched the AO?
I watched that whole thing. Yeah.
Oh, I
Dude,
watched.
that's a really good. That I love like that whole aspect of it. That's pretty dope.
I just find it.
Well, here's what
I find it hard to believe that there's some fucking all-powerful being that's going to help me meet my family upon my death. I'd rather
I
believe.
find it hard to believe as well. However, I don't say that it's not possible.
My mother became Mormon right before her passing, within the last 3 years of her life, and they preach that you need to be bonded with the ones that you want to see in the afterlife. They will have you do an entire family history of like who are your great grandmothers and great grandfathers and grandfathers and grandmothers and father and mother and cousins and spouses and children, and like they want an entire documentation of your family lineage, and they will bond you in life so that in death you're reunited with your family. And that's what the Mormon religion like literally instructed my mother to do.
Interesting.
Bro.
Well, I don't necessarily
That's
think
another.
It was wild. Yeah, it's another one of those
another-
chapters of religion where it's like, holy shit, like, all right.
I don't think that being religious automatically makes you ignorant or something like that. I do think that-
Not in a lot of cases, but there can be a certain level of ignorance that gets you to adopt an idea.
I mean, because I've seen educated
beyond
and
belief.
uneducated. However,
Yeah.
I've seen a lot more uneducated.
I think that what is interesting about us as humans is that we have the ability to wonder what's happening after I'm no longer in this plane. I think.
Oh, I don't
where-
disagree with that at all. Do not.
Not at
I
all.
think that where it gets weird for me is when somebody goes, well, either you believe this or you're going to go burn in some terrible place.
Well, that has to do with the classification of religions.
Right.
Of someone always looks and goes, well, you don't like you said, you don't celebrate Christmas. Now, what
Because
side?
it originated from the Catholics, and that's why, because it's a Catholic holiday, and the
Right,
Catholic
what
Church is
side of
the
Christmas
Holy
is
Church,
that?
because that's where all the other religions came from, except for this one, because
Yeah.
this was the original.
Well, actually, Chris. Okay, I'm gonna go into a whole rabbit hole.
I'm just saying that's their like,
interpretation of it.
Well, no,
okay.
that's what I'm asking you.
Yeah.
What denomination of Pentecostal? Because most Pentecostals do celebrate Christmas.
Yeah.
Right, this is what I'm saying. They're called the Apostolics. So they're not their group or their fellowship is called the Apostolic Churches International.
Okay.
There's the ACI.
Yeah. Okay, that's the deepest of.
That would be what like my mom, like my mother's side, like what my grandfather was like a part of. Now I'll tell you, there's another sect that you should look at if you're interested. Another like weird thing is that there's a church called the Church of Jesus Christ. Okay, now they believe, right? So they're kind of like Pentecostals. However, what's different about them is that they believe that you have to have the name of the church, right? The Church of Jesus Christ. That has to be the name on the church in order for the people to be saved.
Right, you're born.
Otherwise, like all these other churches, even though they believe the same as them, just because they don't have the door or the name over the door, that's why they're going to hell.
Right. You're talking borderline Latter Day Saints at that point.
Well, I was going to say that's a heavy Mormon influence at
Yeah.
that point that goes every Mormon church or the Mormon practitioners that go out into the public always call it the Church of Latter-day Saints.
Yeah, they show up at my front door all the time, and it's usually women. And you know how I get rid of them? I tell them, come in and I'll eat your pussy. And they immediately turn around and walk away.
Oh, that's funny. Like, I met a lot of the young gentlemen that are tasked with the rites.
I like some of the dudes are nice. I've had some conversations with them, but
that I've got some of their artwork still up on the refrigerator in the house. I mean, like they were good young men, and they were being honest, good young men. So I can't fault them for the people that they were. But their message is the message of the hierarchy of the religion that they're with. It's not, it's not just being a good person. It's like you're only a good person under these lines, and that becomes the religious conflict. Is like, well, no, actually, you can just be good, and there are a lot of things in your life that you'll run into that, like, just because you do them doesn't make you bad. Moments of weakness are still forgiven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So two questions.
Yeah, I mean, they believe that like every man fails, but it's just like if you do this consistently, or if you do it willfully, right? It's like then you're like you're going to hell.
Oh yeah.
I got two questions for you, Chef, pertaining to the religion. Well, maybe a couple parts of these questions, but do you drink?
Oh, of course.
You drink alcohol. So in moderation, that's a gift from the gods.
No, they don't do it at all. The only time they would ever think about alcohol would be during like communion, which would happen maybe once a year, if that. Sometimes it would maybe happen once every year in 3 months. See, what they didn't like was it was like it's essentially everything. Okay, so everything has a tradition to it, right? Like like looking at it in a deeper level, like everything in the church had tradition. However, in their perception, like their perspective, it wasn't tradition to have communion because they didn't do it at a certain time every year. Does that make sense? Yeah. So it was like, basically they were just, again, trying to say, well, we don't do it every year. We do it every year in 3 months, or we might do it 4 months later, or we might do it 12, 13 months later. Like whatever. But it's like this.
I like floating holidays. That was recently introduced. I like floating holidays. Those were recently introduced into the workforce. Where necessarily you don't have to take one of the federally mandated holidays. You could just kind of choose a day.
How ridiculous it is to go to school and tell your teacher that you can't color a picture of Santa because like you're going to go to hell.
I bet that's awkward.
Like as a second grader, like you having and like them telling you to be brazen about it and to like be like bold and to like have the courage of God, like get the fuck out of here.
How did that work?
You want to tell me that that's God? Like if that's God, like fuck off, like for real. Like
well, I mean, hey, there's definitely a lot to be. There's a lot to be considered in that moment.
Did you partake in teaching of other other religions in school? Like I remember during Christmas time, they would always teach you about the Jewish religion, and we would play fucking dreidel. Now I'm a Christian.
It's a dreidel. I made you out of clay.
No. All right. So my other question.
My introduction to the dreidel was honestly South Park. So I'm not gonna lie.
Oh wow, that's a pretty big gap, though. I mean, when you talk about like when South Park was introduced to like the main mass of population, like
yeah, it was probably. I think I was about a freshman in high school, maybe. When South Park was. That's when I remember the first episode of like one of the episodes of like the pig and something else having sex. I don't know.
Yeah.
Pig and the elephant. All right.
So my second question for you, and my last one about religion, at least your religion.
At least for now.
for now until I come up with something new. Do you go to a doctor, or do you believe that Jesus will heal you?
Or prayer will heal you. Maybe not necessarily Jesus.
Well, yeah, prayer or Jesus, because I know the
holistic medicines or traditional medicine.
I know Pentecostals believe that they will be healed.
You kind of. I ain't gonna lie, like you're a little person. My grandmother died from diabetes because she believed that God would heal her, and she ended up losing her toes. She lost her feet. She became pretty crazy, like just someone I didn't recognize by her end. So,
far off,
you know, at least for like I would say that was probably the turning point within my family, as far as okay, you know, if Grandma Jenny would have just gone to the doctor, she could have lived past 64. You know, which 64 at that time, you know, I mean, this was like early 90s. That's still a pretty good.
That's young.
Whatever,
yeah, 64 is still a pretty good life. 64 in the 90s, 64 is still a pretty good life. Like
yeah, but it's young. I mean, it's still young.
It's still, but you know, but that's still pretty. It's still pretty young when you have 7 kids. You know that and they range from, within like a pretty quick distance. You know, I think she had her last kid at like 39 or something like that.
Okay.
So her youngest child was just into his 30s.
I have a brother who's 12 years younger than me. So yeah, it was like the same kind of thing. It's weird. But he's a cool little shit now. He used to be a dickhole, but he's a pretty cool kid now.
My sister would have been, if she had lived, my sister would have been 7 years younger than me. But my mother exposed me to all religions. She was firmly of the grasp of don't learn one thing, don't adapt to this one philosophy. Learn it all, and if you decide to go with one, then that's you. If you don't, and you get something else out of all of what you learned, then, well, guess what? That's you. And that was how my mother gave me religion. She was raised in a very strict format, and she told me she wouldn't make me go to one, but she was going to make me go to all of them. Like, she wanted me to have the exposure, but she didn't want to force a singular belief on me. She didn't want me to be denied all of it, because there is value in humanity, in religion, of fellowship and communion that all of the religions preach. And so there was something in that she wanted me to have, but she didn't want to deny me that right. But she wanted me to have the choice of all or none if I wanted.
Yeah, I didn't have a choice. I mean, like I said, it was from both sides. Like,
yeah, I was very gifted for that. I think, to be able to learn everything I learned and have that freedom of choice. It oddly enough didn't make me atheist to the point that I was like, well, they're all just telling me the same bullshit fucking story. Where I'm like, well, there's something to be said for the belief in like something above yourself. Like there is an undeniable motivation in knowing somewhere there may be something bigger and more expansive than you have an understanding of.
Nah, fuck that. I'm gonna die and rot in the ground.
Yeah, well, good luck to you.
I mean, like when I trip, like when I've tripped before, I will say that like that thought comes to me a lot. That we're basically all just some sort of like molecule of some sort, and that once we've reached our peak, or we've reached, our lifespan, like we just die and that's the end of it. Like
just poof.
And we just turn get turned back into the dirt, and that's the end.
Yeah, come
But
where
but then there's the stoner me who's like, wow, I really think that there's like something out there, man. Like there's really something out there.
Yeah,
Like,
there's gotta
Don't get me
be
wrong.
something bigger than where I'm at.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I hope there is, but I'm not fucking banking on it.
I'm willing to believe in it for a level of comfort.
Going to a better place now.
Well, here's what I think. I think that just like when we study physics, right?
Yes.
Like you can't destroy energy,
Nope,
True.
but you can balance a broom on its end.
but you can transform it into something else.
Right, and I don't think we've even reached the cusp of what energy is, especially with all the expensive studying of dark matter and everything else going on in the universe. I don't even think we comprehend.
Right. So I think that the beings that we are the same way. Like when your body expires, the energy that is you
Mm-hmm.
probably doesn't continue in the same way.
No, no.
But it continues.
But it continues in some way.
I know, and it's tough because you hear all those stories of people who, have died in the hospital and they brought them back to life, and they swear that they've seen the light.
Hold up.
And-
Now,
yeah.
I don't know how many people in this group have done it yet, but I am definitely a person who has died.
What?
I killed my mother at birth.
Well, no. See,
brought the
no. With me, the reason for my tattoo,
Right.
is I have a morphine allergy, and the only way I found out was I went to get my nose reset, and I died.
Morphine's your ass.
They hit me with morphine. It killed me. Like they said, the moment they started the drip, that it hit my arm. It ran up my arm to my chest, and is like in a red rash, ran up my arm and into my chest, and I died.
So they watched that shit happen too, going, "What the fuck?"
And
Yeah.
they flushed my system completely, cleaned all of my blood, gave me back everything I had, and I was essentially reborn at that point because I was dead, and then I became alive again.
As long as you don't add Christian to that statement, we're still.
but you don't remember anything about it.
Actually, the funniest thing is I don't remember the sequence of that event, but coming out of anesthesia, I was met with a moment where consciously I felt I knew my eyes were open.
Oh, okay.
And I was looking, and my ears apparently weren't with me yet. They hadn't caught up to the anesthesia. And this is me just talking from what I look back and believe happened. So I'm not sure. But
I mean, I came out of anesthesia before too, and it's like similar.
yeah, it's
Like,
a wild experience. But I was in an all white room with white curtains. Like, yeah, there's hints of blues and there's hints of stainless steel and there's like all this stuff. But initially, my eyes recognized white, and that was the envelopment of all existence around me. I was engulfed in the light of white. It was basking and brighter than I'd ever seen things before. And I came out of that, but slowly over time, shadows became a thing. I was able to start making out the definition of a cabinet from a countertop and stuff like that. And it led me to believe that through that experience, maybe the misunderstanding that a lot of people have suffered death, because I wasn't informed until after the fact that I had died,
Oh my god.
that what was supposed to be an hour and a half long surgery took 8 hours because I died at one point during it. Like, to look,
insane.
I was able to look back at the moment I had been through, and it raised a lot of questions where it was like, all right, well, so was this the near-death experience? Is that what I actually experienced, not what I think it was? is the time that I remember different than what the actual experience was, and it's always a probability.
All right.
Or is it a misconception of most people who say that, they had near-death experiences, that it was just a readjustment of natural human acclimation to the environment?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was the question.
It's pretty close. It's pretty close to like if you see it on like in a show or like a TV or something, right? And they play like that first person view of like someone coming out of like that, right? Like it's like everything's kind of disorienting and it's like bright flashing, and then all of a sudden you have like you focus in on the person who's trying to like say, hey, do you know what day it is? Like, do you know your name? Like they're asking you these like personal questions, and you're just like, all right, like what? And then you finally, it's like you come back to like
all of a sudden everything makes sense again.
But you don't remember shit like going out. You don't remember shit coming like up until that point of like coming out. Like I don't remember anything, and I don't know like how like introduced you guys are, but do you guys like understand like DMT at all? Like
Oh yes.
Okay. So
I
okay,
am.
so
Webb
yeah,
probably is. I don't. Ren's probably got a
Okay.
decent understanding.
it's like along the same.
Like I can probably speak for them a little bit. J7's a little bit. I don't know. She'd have to speak more for herself on this point, but
I'm not sure.
Like-
actually. What?
It's like what I'm blanking on like a
DMT is what is it?
Yeah, exactly.
Diametromor.
But it's like the molecule. It's the molecule drug. Like
Yeah, this is the singularity drug. This
molecule,
is
or the God molecule. Or they
yeah,
call it or
it's,
something,
yeah.
right?
This is the God
Synergetic
molecule.
dopamine drug that occurs naturally in plants.
Right, or it's like they call it like the white color. They call it the white color trip. Or,
The spirit module. Spirit.
yeah, the spirit molecule.
Yeah, the
That's
spirit molecule.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they say that.
I've like actually talked to anyone about it, but yeah, it's a little like along the same like kind of lines.
Yeah,
Yes,
they say
okay.
that it's one of the highest bonding experience personally you could have with yourself.
Wow.
But apparent, like one theory is that that's what your body is flooded with once you die. Like you kind of go into this like weird spiral, which like yeah, like when they show people dying, that's like this, it's like this blacking out into a spiral, going into something or whatever. But it's like yeah.
Wow.
There has recently been a scientific study that managed to put to video what DMT from taking it to peak visually could be. And there's one group that's actually pulled off the video. I'd have to look around on YouTube. I'll share it with the group at a later time once I find it. But yeah, DMT is what's the other one? Ayahuasca.
That's the brew or concoction that you can make out of it. Ayahuasca.
It's somewhat similar, but completely different.
Yeah, they're very different.
It's in plants. I mean, the fucking plant you can grow in your backyard, but you can't pull the main ingredient from it because it's illegal and classified as a fucking Schedule 1 drug like heroin or ecstasy.
Oh.
Right.
But it's another natural. It occurs naturally too in humans and animals.
There are shamans in the U.S. though that are allowed to practice with it. So
like there's a church in Kentucky. Like there's a whole entire like show on Viceland about it. It's called Kentucky Ayahuasca.
Yep.
I've seen some interest.
Yeah, definitely check it out. Like if you're about enlightening yourself on just like what's going on out there in the world, like the crazy that may exist, definitely look into it. This is outer rim type of philosophies.
Yeah. LSD, mushrooms, ayahuasca, popular, especially in microdosing. If you microdose, it's can be a fantastic fucking trip.
Yeah. But DMT is the one that's been kind of the most widely invigorating at the moment.
Right. Well, that's why they call it the white collar trip,
Yeah.
or like the businessman's trip, because it's over and done within like 3 minutes.
Right.
Yeah.
You can go take like a 15-minute break and like bam, and you just it's done in like 3 minutes.
Yeah,
But you've had, like, this entire-
you've had your mind blown. You've had your mind blown,
Like Eva.
and you're able to analyze it.
Salvia.
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 Same.
Yeah,
same thing.
it's
If
one
it
of
lasts-
those. You've had your mind blown, and now you can process it.
But yeah, no. Allegedly, upon death, the brain releases. I don't want to say massive amounts, but it produces enough DMT to give you an effect that maybe what you think you're seeing when you die,
Right.
the white light, the pearly gates, is nothing more than a fucking.
You're just hot.
You're hallucinating
Yeah. Wow.
as you're passing on to wherever the fuck it is.
Well, your
go.
brain is trying to rationalize what it's going through.
Well, and your brain's
Right. And it's very hard. Like your brain can't at first either. Like,
Right.
Sometimes you're like that's what I would say. Like,
Yeah,
my
they
first time,
they
it's
say
awful.
they say with DMT that most of the recommended dosage needs to be governed by like shamans who have been through it and know how to deal with multiple different types of people.
If you watch, what the fuck is her name? The actress, Gwyneth Paltrow show Goop. They go and trip out on mushrooms and some fucking. Yeah. I watched it. I mean, it's not a good show by any stretch of the means.
Yo, she's not happy about it either, though.
Because it's affecting her fucking livelihood of the bazillions of dollars that Goop is making. Anybody got an update on New Hampshire race? Do we have fucking accurate, goddamn?
Oh, it's
still be a lot
gotta be
clearer
better
about
than fucking.
Iowa, Utah.
Yeah,
whatever.
it's got to be better than Iowa was, because oh my god, that was so bad.
0.5%
Over my favorite
booty gig.
Yeah, but you know what? I told you if you
23.8.
if you put a space in between booty and gig.
Booty gig.
No. If you put a space into that and then ask one of your devices to pronounce
Yeah,
it,
to translate it for you.
it's booty judge
Yep, he is the booty judge.
because he's gay. So he
The boot judge has
it just makes me laugh.
23.8%, and Klobacher has
I
20%.
see that. Yeah, 20%. There's a warrant in there too. It's great. Bernie Sanders, another guy who would die in fucking office. That's what I want to do. I want to vote for someone who's going to die in office.
Right now, though, if you could get him teamed
Yeah,
up
but we
with,
thought that with Trump too, and look at it. Still
Trump-
hasn't.
Trump's too young to die in office.
yeah, but if you put Biden and what's her name,
Biden.
Oh, and Andrew Yang has stepped out of the race. He's called it.
yeah, Yang calling it
As of
right now,
what?
but
When did
Serious?
that happen?
As of an hour ago, he has bowed out of the
Oh, what did he get? Like 3% over here?
2.8.
Oh yeah, okay, 3%. So yeah,
Biden has 8.6. Elizabeth Warren 9.3. Klobacher 20.1. Booty Judge
booty judge.
24.1, and Sanders has 26. Too early to call.
When you say his name, I feel like a fucking 9-year-old booty judge.
I don't know how many precincts are
68%.
71%.
Oh, 71 now. I had 68 my last check up here.
Donald Trump is winning the Republicans by a landslide at 86.3%.
Of course.
oh
there's no
yeah,
one else.
right now, any means of competing with him was erased.
Look, here's my question. Okay, and this is what I don't understand. So, you've got your Republican or Democrat as president. Okay, period. One of them is a president.
Yeah,
okay?
all right. So one of them is the president.
Right. So in this case, it's Republican.
Right.
Okay. It's his first term. He's going to run again. There may be other people on the
Interested,
Right.
interested,
and they'll be on the ballot.
but the standing president
Right.
generally seems to get the nod.
So why do we need on the Republican side caucuses
Primaries.
and primaries to decide who gets the big ticket? why not just put them all on the fucking ballot and let the American people decide?
Because they like the preliminary
narrow it in?
politics.
Well, we need to narrow it in so much that we can only have one person because we know that the popular vote is going to vote for him, and that's going to be our best bet at beating.
Yeah.
So in other words, this is still nothing more than a who's who, and I'm better than you, and it's never going to
Even within their own parties. Even within their own parties, yes.
Right. Now, I mean, I might be a Bernie Sanders fucking supporter. He might be a booty judge, and you might be a fucking Warren Sanders supporter. But two of us.
You're
have
not
no-
talking to me. You're not talking to me about being a Warren person. Like
that
that was the worst example you could have given
It's
me.
hypothetical. The point I'm
I know,
trying to make.
but I would also like to
Plus-
stand out. I would also like to step outside of that boundary and be like, don't get me confused with being a Warren supporter, please.
My point here is two of us will get screwed.
Well, yes. Well, it was just like with
Why?
Hillary Clinton. It was like Hillary Clinton and
Other parties, the Independent Party, the Green Party, the
and
Walt
the other
Disney
thing,
Party. You have
Right.
all these other parties
all-
on the ballot too. That the way they look at it
Tea
is
Party.
you're taking a vote away. It's like it's a throwaway vote because it's not ever going to be a thing because we live in a country of a two-party system.
And here's the only other thing I
that
have
has
to say.
the money.
I threw
Yeah.
away my vote last election.
I didn't vote last election. I voted. That was the first time I didn't vote.
Yeah, see, no, I voted because I still wanted to be able to rightfully complain about it.
Yeah, I didn't vote because of my move from one place to another, and I didn't know where to fucking go vote. And when I went to go vote, they said you can't vote here. And I was like,
Oh
well,
no!
that's-
Fortunately for my girl, we moved literally 5 houses down the street.
Yeah, yeah. We're in
And
the same district.
I was like, nah, babe, we still vote over here. And
Yeah.
she's like, all right, cool.
The only other thing I can say or ask this question, or maybe say, I don't know how I want to phrase it, but for all you people out there who are Bernie Sanders supporters, I need to understand how the guy is a senator as an independent,
He's a Connecticut senator
and he's an independent.
as an independent. Well, yeah, but Connecticut's an odd state for the things they do up there, though.
But he's now running again on the Democratic nomination ballot.
So he can get the money.
So
Yeah, and for how many years was Donald Trump a Democrat that ran on the Republican
but no
Party?
matter what, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but how long was Donald Trump a Democrat before he ran on the Republican ticket? So
From Vermont.
I don't know. It was his first fucking run. I don't even know if he was ever a Democrat.
He's from Vermont.
Right, he's from Vermont.
Bernie Sanders is from Vermont.
Right, against legalizing weed, but his state legalized it anyway.
He's a Democrat from 2015 and 16 to 2019 and present. Independent congressional affiliation until 1969, 1978. His other political leanings from 1970 to 1977, Liberty Union.
When they show him on C-SPAN or anything
And
else,
Vermont
there's a
Progressive.
big motherfucking I next to his name, independent senator. I just don't understand. Are Bernie supporters as confused as he is?
He has the millennial.
Well, that's because they don't want to pay for fucking school. They want to abolish all of their fucking college debt, which would destroy this company. Anybody who country, excuse me. Anybody who doesn't fucking understand that, know it or believe it, you're fucking stupid. You're fucking stupid. Oh, I went to Harvard and I'm not going to pay it back anymore. $256 million later.
No, I think they're talking about people like me who try to pay for culinary school out of their own pocket and is still in debt and can barely make ends meet.
The biggest problem with college debt, and this is exactly the biggest problem with college debt. You see, 10, 15 years ago, you took a fucking loan to go to school, and you didn't have to start paying that loan back until you were out of school at least 6 months or had a fucking job.
Right.
Okay.
And then they only allow you to for so long until it goes into the dissolution or whatever.
Right, but at least they gave you the opportunity to go get a fucking job and start paying your loans back. Now, the minute you take the loan, interest starts to accrue. And that's fucked because you can go to school at, like, oh, it only costs $20,000 a semester. 2 semesters a year, 40 grand times 4. You do the math, 160,000. And then you get out of fucking school and you're already in debt for 240.
Yeah.
Okay, so they fucked college loan. But abolishing it, not the fucking way to go. Who's paying for that? You.
We're all gonna be
You.
paying for it.
You. Right. Me. Fuck you. I paid my college loans. I'm paying my kids' college loans, too. I paid my way. You fucking pay your way. Figure it out. Just the way we all did.
Well, okay, just because you got fucked doesn't mean future generations need to get fucked.
I didn't get fucked, but future generations, actually prior generations getting fucked. The kids from the 90s are getting fucked. I didn't get fucked. I graduated college in the 80s. I'm good. I didn't have to deal with oh, you took a loan? You've got interest the day you walk into school. I didn't have to start paying my loans back till 6 months after I got out of college.
Yeah. So
I'm reading all the paperwork for my kid, and it's like, oh, you take this loan. The minute you walk into the college, day 1 class, interest starts.
that's a little insane.
That's the way it works now.
Yeah.
Yep. Now they're saying the power ticket against Trump re-election is Bernie at the head with Tulsi Gabbard behind him.
I'm sure Biden will make
They're saying that is the power ticket that could beat Trump.
Biden's gonna drop out. He's not gonna
Biden's
make
going
it.
to be out of the race. I would not be surprised if he this week because he's.
Yeah, I would also agree with that,
People
Randy.
out there voting. If you even think about throwing a vote to a guy who's going to die in fucking office, you're an idiot.
No,
You're a fucking idiot.
no. Right, you're not analyzing the ticket the way I'm talking about it.
Oh no, I get that.
Trust me, they're saying the power ticket is Bernie with Tulsi behind it. Tulsi dropped out.
Oh, okay. Oh, so that's going to be his vice
His
VP?
VP is Tulsi, and now Tulsi, she's got strong support, just not the money to go with it. And Bernie has enough of the finances to bring her politics to the front, which he agrees a lot with, like her politics.
Tulsi Gabbard.
Tulsi Gabbard.
Tulsi Gabbard.
Gabbard.
Yeah. I don't know if I necessarily agree with her Medicare plan, but
Yeah, they say that's the power ticket that could go against Trump, though. If you wanted to put a team together that has the strongest potential to take down a Trump reelection, it is Bernie and Gabbard.
she's the congresswoman from
Hawaii.
Hawaii. Yeah, I don't know if I'm behind her Medicare package. I don't know enough about her health care plans. And that's going to be a big sticking and selling point. It always is. It's like, you know what? Politicians, stop even fucking uttering the words abortion out of your mouth. Because when you do, I want to spit in your mouth. I want to spit in your mouth.
Later, Chef. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, man.
See you
I
later,
appreciate
Chef.
you guys so much.
Oh, yeah.
I just wanted to say thanks for
I love
the
very
out there.
philosophical discussion.
Yeah, it brought a little bit of what's the word I'm looking for? Poignant education.
I like the fact that
Who
this is
Joe that
the
laughed
most unobstructed conversation that anybody's ever had containing politics and religion.
Yeah, because it's not an opinion piece. It's the way of the world right now. I
Well,
mean,
no, it was just we all talked about where we came from, and that was it. None of us lashed out at each other. I loved it.
Oh, that was great.
Loved it.
No, I mean, again, I appreciate you guys letting me come in.
Oh yeah, man, most definitely, anytime.
Anytime, but you know you can't call because you see what happens with Skype. It
Yeah,
don't
you
fuck-
definitely got to Skype in. It doesn't matter whether it's me or
merge.
web. Or...
It won't merge. It hangs up on you. I merge it and I watch it, and then it hangs up on you.
Yeah, he gets the missed call notification a couple minutes later.
Yep.
All right, well, you guys have a great night.
All right,
and,
man,
enjoy
you
the rest of
too.
your stuff.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. Peace out, man.
Later.
Thank you.
See you later.
Tulsi Gabbard's Medicare plan is Medicare for all, but I don't know at what cost. And I'm down for Medicare.
Right. The at what cost has a lot of questions involved with it.
She's also that firm believer of the $15 minimum wage, which that's great because that's what everybody fucking thinks anyway.
Yeah, but in practice, it's not coming to fruition, and she's talking about means to regulate it.
You can't afford $15 minimum wage. You can't.
So in October 2019, former Secretary of State and 2016 presidential nominee Hillary Clinton was reported to having said that Russia was grooming a female Democrat to run as a third-party candidate who would help President Trump win re-election via
AKA Tulsi Gabbard. Yeah, that's how they ruined her bid.
Right. So the media understood that Clinton was referring to Gabbard, blah blah blah. Following the 2020 Democratic presidential debate, Yang, Williamson, O'Rourke, Buttigieg, Delaney, and Bernie Sanders, as well as President Trump, all came out in her defense, saying and criticizing Clinton's remarks. On January 22nd of 2020, Gabbard filed a defamation of character lawsuit against one Hillary Clinton.
Yeah,
he did.
yeah. Can we get her as VP? Can we get her as VP? She's also former military.
Yeah, she's former military.
National Guard.
Still military.
Yeah, I was just given the facts. You guys said military, it's National Guard. Yes, you're right. It is a branch of the military. Absolutely. Reserve. But yes, it is.
All right, let's wrap this up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Entertaining conversation across the board tonight, guys.
It was educational.
So that was interesting.
Yeah.
It was quite interesting.
Yeah.
Sweet.
All right, everybody, be careful for the COVID-19. You don't want to catch the COVID-19.
Yeah, don't catch the COVID-19. I really liked it when it was coronavirus. I don't know how I feel about COVID-19.
COVID-19.
I think you should just call it the Corona extra virus and just take it one step further.
It's okay. Just eat a lime and you're good.
Exactly.
Lyme's disease always takes care of the coronavirus.
Hey, do you know they renamed that beard to Ebola Deluxe?
Ebola Deluxe. Do you know Lysol's been coronavirus for 10 fucking years? Says it right on the label.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, coronavirus is just
It's not new.
no. I mean, it's really just a
Mutation.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
it's-
why they called this COVID-19 is because
Yeah.
it's essentially the 19th version of.
Well, no.
2019 is when it was born.
2019 version of the coronavirus.
Okay, yeah, there you
Not
go.
the
The 2019
Yeah, yeah.
version.
Corona
They-
extra
that's right.
bottled 19, okay?
They
Let's
they,
just-
they wanted to make sure. I thought it was really funny when WHO had to release their statement on why they named it. They wanted to make sure to avoid all connection to the number of people or the region it came from or da. Like, there were so many rules about how they came to the name.
The same fucking idiots who tomorrow will be standing brooms up and going, look, it works today, too.
It works today, too.
On that note, go
Ape
stand
it.
your broom up. We'll see you next
Ape
Thursday.
It Bros. Tuesday, I think of J7. We are
I think you wasted shit.